Hello, folks. It's Paul Whitehead at the world-famous Mechanics Institute Chess Club in the heart of downtown San Francisco. And we are live streaming round 5 of the Mechanics Institute Tuesday night marathon, the Chess Club's Tuesday night marathon, with over 130 players in the tournament. Yeah, ready? Sure. And as you can see, there's a playing hall up above, and we have an exciting round. I need the pairings, but the pairings are up here. So let's take a look and see, let's take a look at who's playing, and then we'll come back. We're going to be joined later by the chess room director, Abel Telementes, and other famous chess players from around the club. And on board 1, I'm going to show everybody the pairings here. So on board 1 is Ivanov versus FIDE master Alexander Ivanov, who's been toying with the master title now for quite a while and doesn't seem to have been able to get it, even though he's having a great tournament here. He's 4-0. He's playing FIDE master. Hi F pawn. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to try to stay awake. Maybe we'll have you come into the chess office, and we can chat for a while at some point, but this is great. On board 2 is Russell Wong versus the winner of the Addison Memorial Tournament that happened this weekend, Kyron Griffith, who just played some really adventurous chess and won the tournament this last weekend with what was his score? 1 draw and 4 wins. Yeah, 4.5 out of 5. That played an excellent tournament, and he was a top seed, top ranked player. There were a few international masters, and he finished above all of them, ahead of Vince McCambridge, Elliot Winslow, and who was the other IM that played? Trying to remember who was the other international master that played. Yeah, I can't remember. That's all right. It was just 2 days ago, folks. That was a long time ago, and haven't quite caught up on my sleep. It was McCambridge. Okay, so McCambridge, Winslow, and one other chess player. But anyway, Kyron Griffith took the whole. Ate the whole banana, won the tournament, and took home $1,000. Not bad for a weekend's worth of work. So he's on board 2. Ezra Chambers, FIDE master Ezra Chambers. On board 3, international master Elliot Winslow. On board 4, we're going to look at all these games. Tenzing Shaw, Conrado Diaz, Sotokova versus Michael Lin, Master Brian Doyle versus Felix Rodiak. This is going to be an exciting round, especially I think Andy Lee is really going to be going for blood in this game. Ivanov is in Seoul first. Let's take a look at this game, go over it kind of quickly. The opening is Slav. Oh no. Partly because I never played a Slav. Oh, Ladia Jirasek. That's right. Ladia Jirasek was the third IM. And so Kyron was, he drew in the last round. Ladia and Kyron drew in the last round. And sort of a grandmaster draw, but that enabled Kyron to win the tournament. And okay, so Andy Lee is black, playing Alexander Ivanov, as you can see at the top of the DGT board here. And we have a kind of a, looks like a black is going for the 2 bishops, and he's going to get it this way. There was a threat there of g4 winning the knight, so black provides a retreat, and white has a little bit of a wedge in the position, but black has the two bishops, and so is queen b7 a threat while rook b8 is playable, then queen a7, rook b2, white's won a pawn. Maybe black will do something to defend the b pawn. In the meantime, Ivanov is not afraid to mix it up with these masters at all. He's you know, had an incredible draw with Kyron Griffith earlier in the tournament, and who knows, we might have time to show you that game. But he's not afraid to mix it up, and Andy Lee likes activity and excitement. So we're not, you know, we'll see what happens. Ivanov can always, you know, the expert can always count on the master sort of like going for broke and taking some risks and then taking advantage of that. So maybe, you know, Ivanov, he's white, but you never know what could happen here. All right, so let's go. That's board one. Board two is the aforementioned, oh, I'm going to flip the board here. Okay, so Kyron Griffith played, this is now the third game in a row where he has, if you count the last two rounds of the Addison, where he was black against both Ezra Chambers, and then he won that game, an incredibly dramatic game. Then he was black against Vladia Jurasek, and that game ended in a draw. And that was this, and he was black in that game. Now he's playing Russell Wong, and all three games are Nadorfs with the same variation, which is Bishop G5. I feel like I'm back in the 1970s and 80s, or at 1970s with this line. Okay. We're, by the way, folks, we're not just live on Twitch. We are live on Facebook, and we are live on YouTube. So we are, you know, getting out there, trying to spread the word about the Mechanics Institute Chess Club, the oldest chess club in the United States, a venerable institution. We're providing chess, more and more and more chess activities and chess tournaments and chess classes to the Bay Area at large, and now reaching into the wider world at large with this DGT and live streaming technology. It's hard to predict where we're going with this. One of the things that we're talking about is having matches. Wow, so Jacobian, thank you, man. Thank you. You're just saying that because you know me. One of the things we're trying to do with this is get maybe have matches with other clubs all over the world through live streaming and DGT technology. The prices probably people are going to have to invest a little time and effort into it, but it's a way for your club to reach out into the world. Even if you just have one or two boards, that would be a great start. Not everybody has the deep pockets that the Mechanics Institute has, the resources. However, the prices of this technology is probably going to go down, and the technology will become more accessible and easier to use in the future. So in the meantime, you know, we'll play anybody. You know, where's the Moscow Chess Club? Where's the Marshall Chess Club? Where's the you know, the big chess clubs? We're gonna try to arrange matches and see where this leads. This sort of chess club to chess club idea. We don't have to have the greatest. We don't have to have the top ranked players that play here at the club playing in matches like this. We in the Addison we had our top expert board, our top A player board, and our top B player board, C, D, and E, C and D player, C boards and D boards were being broadcast live with commentary. Commentary not just by me, but by Grandmaster Nick Tefermian, who joined in as well. Three-time U.S. champion Nick Tefermian. So, hey, this is a chess club with all players from all levels, not just elite. This is not just elite chess players here. In Croatia right now, you'll be able, or starting tomorrow, I think you'll be able to watch Magnus Carlsen and the top players in the world play on DGT technology using this Gravelly Pawn says we're the best club in the States. Yeah, we're a good club. This I haven't been to a lot. I've been to some chess clubs. We have resources here. I want to visit the Marshall. That's one of my goals in life is to go to New York and visit the Marshall Chess Club. It's incredible that of all the times I was in New York, I played chess in Washington Square Park and at the Village Chess Shop. And when I was first getting into chess a long time ago, my parents took me up to the Manhattan Chess Club, when there was a Manhattan Chess Club. And now I've never been to the Marshall, so I really want to go there and see what they're all about. And that's a very famous chess club too. There's Gravelly Pawn. I have played Vinny. In fact, in one of the newsletters, recently in the newsletters, in the Mechanics Institute Chess Club newsletters, I have been writing about my experiences playing sort of my generation of chess players. And Vince McCambridge, it's called Friendly Rivalries. And I just finished chapter 11. Now I'm going to be doing chapter 12. And Vincent was one of the players he and I played in a U.S. Junior together, and we played a few other times. And actually, I don't want to boast here, but I had a very, very good score against Vincent. 3 wins and a draw. And Russian Paul. So who is Russian Paul? Is he in the Marshall? Yeah, I've as it turns out, I played a lot of good chess players in my day. I was lucky. They became great by playing me, crushing me. Old Park character. Yeah, okay, so that Russian Paul was a Washington Square Park. See, I was born in New York, but my chess was just going in and out of New York, whereas I lived in San Francisco most of the time. Yeah, there's so many characters in the chess world, of people that play in the park and people who play in the coffee shops and clubs and the mechanics. Okay, the Mechanics Institute has a newsletter. If you go to chessclub.org, you'll see a newsletter that was started by John Donaldson as a club director many years ago, and we're up now many. We have 870 some odd newsletters. Fascinating chess history. Since Abel Telementes became the director here 6 or 7 months ago, I've sort of had a little bit of a column that I've been writing, and in it I've been starting to sort of, I'm getting my feet, and I talk about my rivalry with my brothers, with my brother rather, and a lot of the chess players that I played in the past. And sort of, Nick Tefermian and my battles with the chess players, my contemporaries. I became I never reached the level of obviously of these elite players that I'm mentioning, like DeFermian and Tarjan and other players. But I often was able to rise to the occasion in an individual game and ended up defeating a bunch of grandmasters in my time, and of which I'm very proud of that. And I also won the U.S. Junior, and tied with Sarawan and Fedorowicz back in the day. So not to blow my own horn, but I had some successes at chess, and I played Tal here in the club, 3 blitz games. I write about that in the newsletter, in some of the newsletters. And I write about the times I got crushed by some of these chess players. There were chess players that I was unable to make a dent in. The newsletter is by Abel Talamentes, but if you scroll down in the newsletters, you'll find Nick DeFermian writes a column. I write a column, and now Judith Sterry is writing a tournament director's column. So we're all contributing to this newsletter. In fact, I think we're going to get some other contributors as well, and it's going to sort of be, the collective unconsciousness of the Mechanics Institute Chess Club, you could say. So take a look around. Before Abel got here, all of the newsletters were written by John Donaldson, and they are a fascinating and comprehensive history of California chess, and there's the Mechanics Institute has an incredible photographic archive. We draw on other people like we draw on Chess Dryad. If you don't know that website, everybody, go to that. It's for Northern California chess. Kerry Lawless and Richard Shorman's. This website is incredible with photo archives, game archives, article archives. It's just an amazing resource of chess in California and in Northern California and Southern California and beyond. There are some people that have worked very hard in preserving the history of chess in California, and I'm just really very honored to have a part of that and be a part of that. Me and my brother joined this club in 1972. There's actually a photograph that my father took of us in the club at that time. It's one of my most treasured mementos. Going way back. I go way back in this club, and now I work for the club, and it's an incredible honor. And Gravelly Pond, there's a lot out there, years of digging and having fun and into all this, and now more content and more is being created, and great chess games are being won and lost by new generations of chess players. So let's check it out. So anyway, Kyron Griffith, this is the third time he's had this position in a row, and so let's see. And again, the same variation too. Ezra Chambers went back, bishop h4, and then g5 was played. So we go back here after h6. Ezra played bishop h4, and he actually got a really good game. And what Russell Wong is following the line that Ladia Jurasek played, but after the game, with Ladia Jurasek, Chiron came here into the office and said that he had analyzed that this was all part of his, preparation and so on and so forth, and that he thought, and he'd studied this, and he thought Black had a good position, and here he spent almost no time here. Russell Wong was late for the game, but he's still burning time here, and I wouldn't want to be necessarily in the shoes of Russell here against a well-prepared opponent. Black's king is in the center, making it a little bit vulnerable, but Black is doing very well here. Okay, let's move on to board 3. Ezra Chambers, FIDE Master Ezra Chambers versus one of the top young women players in the country. I think she's only like 11 years old or something, if I'm not mistaken. And so let's see what's going on. Let's go back to the beginning of this game. Dum-da-dum-dum. I'm going to turn around and ask. So can I help you?
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm just here to watch for a minute.
Right. Are you playing on one of the top boards?
Oh, I just finished.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got another forfeit win.
Oh, no. Aaron, right?
Unfortunately,
Aaron, yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, sit down, Aaron.
No, I just came to watch.
Okay, well, you can sit down if you have nothing else to do.
Right. I'll just have to go in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Right.
This is Aaron Dixit. Won a forfeit game? Oh, no.
Yeah, second, actually.
There's second forfeit one. Who were you supposed to play?
I was supposed to play Carlos Davila.
And he's now... Are you sure he's forfeited?
Yeah.
How are you sure about that?
His hour expired.
His hour has expired.
Yes, it has.
It says... Okay, you're right. It has. Time is going very fast. That's right, because we started the broadcast an hour late. Okay. Well, I'm sorry about that, Aaron. We'll withdraw. That's what we do, is if they don't show up, we withdraw them from the tournament. But
yeah.
Are you in contention for a prize?
I'm on 3 out of 5, so I don't like my chances. It's all right.
I'm sorry that this keeps happening to you. We'll have to, we always have to talk to the players that don't show up anyway.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Anyway, we're looking at, this is Ezra Chambers' game. Has anybody ever seen this move, H3? I've never seen it. It could be cutting edge theory for all I know.
It looks like a novelty.
4 knights game with H3. I don't like it. I don't care.
He likes H3 a lot. He played it against me last week, and I was completely unprepared, and I just tried something really suicidal.
In this position?
No, it was a King's Indian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, H3 is a bizarre move.
Yeah.
It would not get,
This H3 stuff, it's like his specialties.
Okay. So Black develops in the 95. I guess this has a logic to it.
Yeah.
There's, if Black didn't want to do this, I guess he could play Bishop B4, sort of a reversed Roy Lopez. But even D5 looks okay, possible.
True.
Or G6. There's probably a million moves here.
Yeah.
Let's see. 95, D4. And,
Yeah.
these are, I guess, after 95, Bishop F2 check is also possible.
Yeah, but then you take with the king and then,
Yeah, you play D4.
Yeah, D4.
I mean, maybe this has all been worked out by,
Right.
at home. D takes E fish. But
Yeah.
Okay.
Knight B5.
Interesting move.
Suspicious.
This is, this is something that's... Is he rerouting the knight from A3 to C4? Does he want to play F4? And F4 is kind of a threat here. So if Black plays, Black could, to me, like C6.
Yeah, bring the bishop back.
But if F4, then CB5, FE5, Rook E5.
Or even F4, bishop B8.
domestic.
F4, bishop B8.
A lot of interesting, F4 bishop. Then the knight could go back to C3 or something.
Yeah.
And then Sure.
Interesting.
It might be. It is interesting. C6 F4 is exactly, and just like you said.
Yeah.
And now, if Black has to play, maybe this is a good strategy for and well played on White's part.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to go. I'll be back.
Okay. Next.
Let me find.
Ezra is a modern chess player and knows a lot of the modern ideas. And this is a interesting move too. B4 to keep the knight out of C5 and. Complicated game. Okay, that's FIDE Master Ezra Chambers. He's in his late teens, I think, and he's playing. He's a FIDE Master. He's playing Yan Roy, who's a young master. She's one of the top young players in the country, and she's playing here in the Tuesday Night Marathon. Here we have women's, on the next board, we have a great matchup, I think. Women's FIDE Master, Mongchulen Segmed, Mugi they call her around here, those who know her. And she's playing International Master Elliot Winslow, one of the all-time old-timers here at the Mechanics Institute Chess Club and beyond, originally from St. Louis. He's won this tournament, the Tuesday Night Marathon, many times, and we call him the Alley Cat. He lands on his feet, and he's one of the top senior chess players. In fact, he's going to the senior champion. He won the Northern California Senior Championship and is going to the senior championships in Florida, and we wish him luck. I mean, he's representing the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. Go Elliot. All right, so and so we have a Grunfeld, and Elliot's been playing the King's Indian lately, so here he is playing the Grunfeld. But Elliot's one of those players who can play everything. He plays E4, D4. He knows it all. He's a know-it-all. He's a know-it-all. Okay, so here we have this is definitely theory, and it's theory I don't know. Of course. My goodness, these players certainly know how to make the pieces come off the board. This is incredible. All right, I don't know what to say about this game. It's hardly, the players have hardly begun, and then it's over already. Black is better, but certainly not enough to win the game, I would not think so, but surprises can happen. And Elliot actually achieved a simple equality out of this, and I think his preparation was definitely better than Mugi's. All right, we're going to go to board 5, where we have strong master Tenzing Shaw playing strong expert Tianyi He. And let's go back to the beginning of this. Shaw has he might have won this tournament. We hold the Tuesday Night Marathon 5 times a year. You can look up all the winners on our website. It's all been archived. This tournament, lately, certain players have dominated this tournament, and one of them is, of course, Elliot Winslow, and another is Conrado Diaz. Okay, I'm talking too loud, everybody, because in that tournament hall, they can hear me, And so I'm going to have to keep it down to a dull roar. We might even have to move me to the zoo or something far away, where I can roar. And but here I have to be quiet. Okay, so I just have to remember to speak a little. Sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, the players out there. We can see part of the tournament hall. That is the main room of the Mechanics Institute chess room. There's another side to that room holding about the same amount of players. And then also we have an annex, a chess room annex, which holds about 8 chessboards and in fact, I'm going to open the door. I'm going to go back here and open the door so you can all see that. I'll leave it open. That's behind the annex. This is our Skittles room. We call it the chess room annex. There's historic pictures on the wall and nutty chess players from the club. No, I'm not the only nutty chess player. There's a whole bunch of them back there. And so they're playing Blitz while the tournament's going on. There's another room here on the 4th floor of the Mechanics Institute. It's just called the meeting room, and the chess club reserves that room for the Tuesday night marathon and for other chess tournaments. And right now it is full of chess boards and chess tables. Apart from the 40 in the main room, there's another 20 odd boards in there. So we're at 60 chess boards, pretty much at capacity now here at the Mechanics Institute. Since this tournament has caught on like fire, and partly because of the DGT technology, people want to see the games on DGT boards, and also because of the sections that have been introduced. The tournament is now in 3 sections. Was before it used to be an open Swiss system. Now we have a 2000 and above, and we have a 1600 to 1999 section, and we have a below 1600 section. And now the prize funds have been increased, and there's more prizes and a lot of excitement. And the new chess director, Abel Telementis, has brought some very innovative changes here at the club, and this has ballooned the amount of chess players at the Tuesday night marathon that are here every single Tuesday, driving us crazy with their questions. And so we're, here we are locked in the office and, commenting on the game. So, okay, so let's see Tenzing Shaw's game. He's white, and it's another Grunfeld, and this is a variation that, this is not, of course, the same variation, but it's started out as a variation that Fischer Botvinnik played in his famous game with Fischer a long time ago. And now a queen sacrifice. This is fantastic. Okay, folks. Probably, if this is book, I don't know. I've seen similar queen sacrifices. White has 3 pieces, 2 bishops and a knight for a queen, and black is trying to. There's a beautiful kind of sacrifice. Black has just played bishop e6. And now, rather than retreat the queen, say queen d1 or something like that, and black would play knight d5. IMF says the TNM is much larger and much stronger than when I won it twice in the early 2000s. F-Pawn, I didn't know you played in the TNM, and I didn't know that you won it twice. So Congratulations, my man. That is awesome. This is a very difficult tournament to play in and win. You know, I don't care if you know, even we had a Grandmaster play. I'm not going to, you know, go too far with this, but we had our first Grandmaster play in the Tuesday night marathon, and he got roughed up a little bit. And Russell Wong is the only guy who played back then. Well, he's a master. He's a master. Let's see. There were no other masters playing. Did Walter Shipman play in the Tuesday night marathons that you played in? FPAW? I don't know. But okay. So yeah, I don't know what the makeup of the Tuesday night marathon was back then. It was just before. That was before I arrived here at the club. Were you living in San Francisco, FPAW, at the time? Because I know you. I don't think you live in. I think you live in the South Bay. If I'm correct. Yeah. Michael Agner. I know who FPAW is. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, we're gonna roll along with this game. So this is Beautiful Queen Sacrifice, probably book. You know, Knight C6, and now White is thinking. So, I mean, I think White. I'm not sure what White's thinking. I mean, White definitely wants to castle. I mean, as quickly as possible, and. You commuted from Palo Alto, often got home after midnight. Wow, that's late. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Well, we have, players coming up from San Jose now, and, maybe. I know Abel comes up from San Jose. It's a long way from Palo Alto. So White could play d5, but then knight d4, knight b4 is kind of annoying. This is why I want to castle quickly, so I don't have to worry about the black knight coming in and forking me at c2. You were a kid back then. Yeah, I know. Kids can do anything. They can stay up all night and travel all night. Now I can barely, walk 2 blocks before I feel like I need to take a nap. We all had a lot more energy. FPAW, you're it's funny, I kind of left the chess scene in the late 90s, or I left San Francisco, period, in the late 90s and only returned 7 years ago. So our paths didn't cross. There's a bunch of players that, I never, knew or didn't, Mark Pinto is one. Of course, I know Mark Pinto, but he just wasn't around. These people became masters, strong masters like yourself and Mark Pinto that kind of had this whole chess history that I was before you guys, and now I'm here, and when you guys were developing, and I'm just thinking of you and Mark, and I know there's other chess players, other chess masters that are in that age range, or so let's see. White's still thinking. Yeah, my brother Jay was. Technology is catching up. Yeah, thank you, JRC Chess Player from YouTube, watching our YouTube stream. That's awesome. We have a couple of the club players coming on in. Richard Hack and Renata. Nice to see you guys. We're just commenting on the chess games and chatting online. And greetings, JRC Chess Player. I don't know. Everybody's got a moniker, but thank you Thank you. We're just live streaming here from the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. We're reminiscing, and not only we're reminiscing, we're looking at the top 10 boards at the Tuesday night marathon. Sometimes I'm joined by the players. This weekend I was joined by Nick DeFermian, Grandmaster Nick DeFermian, to comment on the Addison, the very exciting Addison chess tournament. And so we're reminiscing and we're looking at these games, and Tenzing Shaw on board 5 is still thinking about his game. He's made this wonderful queen sacrifice, but now he has to worry, has to catch up in development a little bit, I think, with knight b4 or knight d4 and knight c2 coming up. And it might be worth it just to find a way to castle as quickly as possible and deal with that idea of blacks. So there's not, it doesn't look, possibly bishop h6 and then castle on the queen side, but you're a little open over there. That queen coming over to a5, maybe, if you castle on the queen side. So, okay, let's move on. Here we go. Conrado Diaz, one of my favorite players here. Very solid. Very solid. What do we, JRC chess player, what do we look like as live streaming on YouTube? Is it interesting, cool, cool place to watch? I've seen us on Twitch, but now we're actually live streaming on, that is Michael Walter. Yes, you're right. You're actually recognizing people we have a fisheye camera up there on the wall showing the playing hall. Michael Walter looks like he's on board 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So he's not on the DGT boards, but he has been. And that's Michael Walter, another master from the pasture. A master from the pasture. That's my new expression. Knots. Tell me what that means. Abel, are you going to come? Are you still playing your game?
Yeah, I'm still playing.
Okay. What is knots? Okay, we're getting wonderful feedback. We're getting feedback from YouTube now, comments from YouTube, because we're live streaming on YouTube. So people are watching us on YouTube and making comments on YouTube.
Oh, very cool.
That we're able to. Yeah.
That's super cool.
Michael Scott 101 says, "Can you tell Abel I said hi?" No, hey Abel, I'm not going to tell you. Michael Scott 101 who says hi, Abel.
Oh, hi.
Yeah. And
What is that?
what is knots?
Oh, wow, you got the chat like big.
Yeah, what's knots?
This is Twitch, YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you got the different platforms.
We have our technical director here. I'm going to call that. He's got I'm going to just call him that. Wanson Dejas here, and he set us up with
technical guru.
The technical guru. He set us up with, and anytime he wants to come and sit down at this chair next to mine, he's welcome to.
Thank you.
And he said thank you, but he's not ready right now. He's doing something, and he has set us up like there is no tomorrow with our DGT technology and different platforms and so on and so forth. And so, okay, we're here to look at some chess, not just at chess players. There's behind us is the Skittles room at the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. This is board 6, Conrado Diaz, National Master Conrado Diaz, playing Kevin Kuchek, who's, I think, an A-player expert. Diaz is a very solid master and often plays this kind of way with C3, D4 and C3 systems. And If this move is good and equalizes, then I'll say that Diaz has gotten nothing at all out of this opening, except for a slight lead in development, and but it's looking better. It's looking better. He's making some progress here. You know, another thing that I like about Diaz is that he's peaceful. He's if you leave him an opening, he's gonna go for it. But on the other hand, you know, he doesn't try super duper hard, and means he's got a lot of energy to spare, and it makes him a good practical chess player. I like a good practical chess player. And Diaz has got that going for him. It's made him very successful here at the club, where he regularly finishes at the top in the Tuesday night marathon now, no matter who's playing. And so, plus he's a really nice guy. So, what can I say? Looks like this, you know, again, this could be a quick draw by repetition here. Bishop h7, king h8. You know, black is threatening to exchange every piece on the board just about, or at least all the rooks, with rook e8. So, and I don't see that white has anything else here except for a momentary occupation of the 7th rank and so on. You know, just hasn't gotten anything out of this opening. Let's go to board 7, where Sodakova, women's FIDE master Natalia Sodakova, one of our regular stalwart club masters. I'm always rooting for her in the Tuesday night marathon. She's never won this tournament, although she's come super close. She's won second prize, third prize. She's won best under 2200, but she's never won the tournament, and so I'm rooting for her. I'm always rooting for her. And we have this old variation that Fischer used to trot out, and never got a really great game with this. In fact, he lost a very famous game to a Yugoslav. Kovacevic? I'm not sure. I should remember this better, but I don't. But anyway, maybe one of people watching can remind me, jog my memory a little bit. Knight GE2. Yeah, so that's the move. Usually black plays D takes E4, but Knight F6 is played. Hello from Mississippi. Enjoying your broadcast. Phil Curtis, 2001. Thank you very much for joining us at the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. We're glad to have you on board and giving us a shout out. We're looking at round 5 of the Tuesday night marathon. You know, and if you could want to chime in on the analysis or tell me I need a haircut, you know, whatever, just go for it. Daniel Perlov. Hey, Daniel, I know who you are because you've got your name. So what's chess like in Mississippi? Oh, yeah, you were in the Addison. I know. I remember you. What is chess like in Mississippi? We just had a chess player from Alabama visit the club, and so we're getting some southern. I'm going to close the door here. That's okay. I just went and closed the door on the Skittles room because they're getting a little loud. We had a player, I'm pretty sure he was from Alabama, and he was talking about chess in his small town. He was from a small town. So it's interesting. I've played chess in small towns, and chess clubs usually meet in churches. There's no Mechanics Institute owns the building here in downtown San Francisco, but chess is played all over the country in different places, so I'm not sure about chess in Mississippi. I've never played chess in Mississippi, actually. I played chess in Virginia and Tennessee, but not in Mississippi or Alabama, for that matter. So my chess playing in the South has been hit and miss. Let's see. So Sotokova plays this variation, and Knight f6 is played, and so now we're transposing into some hybrid of Knight f6. Yeah, you played in many churches. It's funny. I mean, I think anywhere you go in the United States, the church basement is kind of where a lot of chess is played. It's funny. It's you try to think of, and churches throughout the country have. They are meeting places for people and for the chess community. It's an interesting kind of arrangement almost that's chess is of course played in parks and coffee shops, and there's not many coffee shops, and McDonald's. Hey man, I think McDonald's now has got to be like the second largest chess club in the country. I think more people play chess at McDonald's. Maybe the chess club McDonald's should get into the chess business. I mean, and there's an idea. I mean, it's actually a thought to approach McDonald's and say, hey, you guys have a lot of people playing chess at McDonald's. What can we do for chess? What can chess do for you? And what can we do for chess? Chipotle. Oh, that's right, New Orleans.
Daniel Perlot.
You got strange looks for playing chess in Chipotle. Yeah, well, you got to go to McDonald's, man. That's what people aren't going to look at you funny. You play chess in McDonald's, you're good. You play chess in Chipotle, they're like, what? But everybody knows the chess players in McDonald's. That is hilarious. Okay, so let's see. And Natalia's a very aggressive chess player, and she knows the value of developing rapid development. And Black's playing that sort of typical French stuff. The White Queen has made a lot of excursions.
And don't worry about number 10, okay?
No, don't go to board 10? All right. I won't. H4, knight e2. Black has done all right for himself, I would say. Michael Lynn has done all right. Okay, folks, does that hang the e-pawn like it looks like it does? Does queen e5 not suggest itself? Did you, Phil Curtis, 2001, did you ever play Jude Akers? And there's a player that is a legendary chess player, and I never met him. It's bizarre how you can live in the chess world for so many. And Jude Akers is one of the most well-known chess player from New Orleans. And actually, I've got a funny story about Jude Akers that's originally that we, for some reason that I'm not sure of, Jude decided to send. Yeah, Jude Akers did live in the Bay Area for back in the day. Before my day, just before my day, there was a whole bunch of chess players in Berkeley and San Francisco. Of course, there's always been, but there was, we're talking Frank Thornley, John Grief, Alan Benson, Jim McCormick down from Seattle. A lot of players sort of came into the Bay Area and then left again, and went back to their hometowns or whatever. and some stayed here, and so on and so forth. But Jude Akers sent us, for a while, was sending us some chess books. But these chess books, folks, were, to put it, Jude Akers roomed with Janis Joplin. I believe it. I mean, everybody back in the day, I have no idea what happened here in San Francisco. This was a little before my time, but I've seen some things to know that San Francisco has, that there were possibilities of the famous Jude Akers rooming with Janis Joplin. What an amazing story that is, if it's true. Terrific story. So anyway, Jude sends us some chess books, and they're really nice chess books. And I'm not sure why he was sending them here, but he was boxing up some chess books. He sent us about 3 small boxes of chess books, really fine quality chess books, except for they were mildewed and water damaged and worthless for that reason. And it was as though he was recovering artifacts from Katrina and sending them to us here, and we had to throw them away, Jude. I apologize, but they would have contaminated other books here in the library, and also or any other chess books, so that there was and they were kind of a health hazard here in the office, so we had to throw them away. I apologize, Jude. If you can send us some chess books that are not water damaged, we'll hold on to them. But that's another story. Let's keep looking at this game. Isn't Queen E5 possible? And that's exactly what was played. Natalia's kind of, trying to keep the initiative here at the cost of a pawn. I have to say that, my gut says that black is better here, being a pawn ahead. But white, all the pieces are on the board except for a set of minor pieces, so anything is possible. Of course, bishop d4 is a threat, and black is thinking. Okay, let's go to board 8, and Brian Doyle, from tournament director around here, a strong player. He underestimates his own ability. He's quite strong. And he is white versus expert, A-player expert, Felix Rudiak. I don't know what's unfortunate, Phil, but okay. So we have, it's sort of a typical center counter type of game going along here. Aggressive play by Felix castling on the queen side, knight e4. Yeah, the damaged books. I'm not sure what to think about that. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know. Knight e4, and that doesn't hang a pawn because, of course, the f7 pawn is hanging, but that is exactly what happens. Felix goes for that and then plays e5. So very aggressive play by black, and very typical of the Tuesday night marathon where we get experts just dying to attack and win games off of masters. It seems to be okay. That threatens queen takes g2 mate, knight g3, and pawn takes pawn, bishop f4, threatening rook c7 check, bishop d6. There's a hello and good night, Hawking18. Thank you for joining us, even for a short period of time if you're going to bed. Thanks for joining us. Bishop d6. So a lot of cut and thrust. Both players are attacking. Gets rid of that bishop d3, attacking the queen, and black is thinking. So black doesn't want to play queen e6, the queen, bishop f5, but the other queen retreats look okay. Has white overplayed his hand? Both blacks played very aggressively and sort of gotten, almost gotten away with it here, unless white can pull off something good. Queen e8 looks okay. Queen d5 maybe. White might take and play rook queen g4 is in the offing. This is a complicated game. Complicated struggle here. Anything could happen. And black is thinking. And on board 9, we're not. Board 9 is our final DGT board. Apparently, board 10 is not operating to full capacity. Cheers from Webster from the SPFG. Representing Judith Starry. Thank you, Starry. Thank you for joining us from the Susan Polgar tournament, girls tournament there. I'm a little tired here remembering the correct title for everything, but Judith Starry is directing the Invitational Girls tournament in the Susan Polgar Foundation Girls Invitational. Absolutely an amazing tournament, and Judith Starry, who works for the Mechanics Institute, is at Webster right now directing this, really, and bringing all sorts of reflected glory to us. And it's late there, 10:30. But you, Judith, you never get tired, and you never get tired. Thanks for joining us. We've had we're now, Judith, we're live streaming on YouTube right now and Facebook. So Juan has upped the game, and we're getting comments from YouTube as well. So it's really, really cool. How's the tournament going there? Who's leading the tournament at Webster, and how is the tournament going there? We had an incredible tournament here at the Addison, as you know, and you've been involved in that. 82 girls are playing there, and from every state in the country. It's an incredible event. Wow. And there's also been commentary on the internet, 38 states in DC and 11 countries. Wow, okay. So it's not just the United States, it's an invitational tournament from around the world. 5-way tie for lead with perfect scores after how many rounds? Okay, while I'm waiting for your answer, we'll just keep looking at none of the top seeds are perfect score. They're probably just, sandbagging and waiting for their chance. Mexico, Brazil, Peru, and Guam. Wow. Round 3 was tonight. Okay, so you've had 3 rounds. And 6 rounds total. Okay, so you think you're going to get a clear winner after 6 rounds with 82 players? Do you think you're going to get a clear winner? What are the chances? I guess if somebody goes 6-0, yeah. But 6 rounds is usually enough to are you using accelerated pairings? I'm not sure what the tournament directors what a tournament director does in a situation like that. You're gonna. Okay. 1,000% no. Yeah, so there's not going to be a perfect score after six rounds. No accelerated. Okay. So accelerated is just something that 6 rounds is more than enough. I think, okay, I agree, you're right. 5 rounds was enough for us to have a clear winner in the Addison. So, yeah. But it's an open tournament, right, with 82 players. And so it's only all in one section, right? Okay, yeah. Yeah, you couldn't get 2 perfect 6-0 scores, I guess. Okay, let's look at this game. Ganesh Viswanath versus Kevin Reese. And 1 open section. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. Your English is great, better than mine. I don't know, especially since you're typing at the same time. So French defense here, and white is opening up the game. Black is... Thank you, Judith, and yeah, amazing cover. We're doing the best we can. We've been having some good laughs. Actually, if you're watching, when Abel comes in here, I have a tournament director question for him, and I'm dying to spring on him. It's going to be funny, and I've got it right here in my coat. Somebody. It's letters to the editor. It's going to be we're going to stump the tournament director. That's what this is going to be called, stumping the tournament director with a question. Anyway, we'll get some funny mileage out of it. Okay, so this game is. White has White hasn't sacrificed anything. White is getting this wedge here going in this game, and I would first of all, White is attacking and probably bound to succeed since Black has almost no defenders, and all these white pieces now pointing towards the king side. I would almost say, Kasparov, white here, would find a forced win. This is looking extremely risky. That move, Black castling there on that move just looked like almost suicide. But we'll see what happens. Knight g5, I'm not sure if that was the right way to continue the attack. Getting rid of that, clearing the long diagonal, threatens mate. That's about all. Let's see. G6 is the only move here almost, and then knight takes E6. Or knight takes F7. Of course, Black can play knight E5 on knight takes E6. G6, knight E6. Let's say knight takes knight CE5, knight C5, knight D3. Maybe that's possible. Maybe that's possible. Okay, well, let's keep rolling here. Black is thinking. Well, let's look at it. G6, the only move, I think the only move. If F5, F5, knight takes E6. G6, knight takes E6. Knight on C takes E5, maybe. Knight takes queen on C5. Knight takes. Oh, Black is losing a piece in this variation. G6, knight E6, knight E5. Either knight takes on E5, knight C5, knight takes queen, and then that knight on C5 takes back on D3, and white ends up a piece. So Black is just lost here. And And not surprising, he really castled into it. It's like, oh no, I'm going to cover my eyes. I don't want to look. Let's roll back up to board one. Alexander Ivanov versus Andy Lee. And this was, we're going to resume from this position. Black plays b5. Andy's a very aggressive player. He's always going to choose the aggressive choice. And b5, so if a piece takes on b5, then rook b8. So he's always pushing the envelope and forcing his opponents to calculate. Which I'm not sure b5 is good even. I mean, bishop b5, rook b8, queen a4. What's going on? Okay, bishop b5 was played, rook b8, and queen a4, just like I said. Bishop b5, knight b5, queen e8. Okay, so let's see. If the knight goes back to c3, then rook takes b2. All right, let's just assume that knight fd4 is a good move. Rook b7. I mean, Black is doing everything he can to complicate the game, but why? He's just worse. I would imagine after something simple like b3 or queen a6. It's not, to me, it doesn't look like White's played especially well. It looks like Black is just, b5 was maybe just too ambitious. Andy suffers maybe a little bit of the syndrome that I suffered from when I was playing a lot, which is being impatient and sometimes not, and forcing a little too much. And I remember Patrick Wolf was talking to me here on this same broadcast back in the last Tuesday Night Marathon about that's a sign of being rusty is to play a little too forcing, to play a little bit more forcing than you need to, and not being patient enough. We're going to go to the next game. This is board one. Queen a6 is played. So even if rook b6, queen a7, and if rook b5, knight b5, queen b5, queen e7. Simple calculation shows that Black can't even do that. So defends this. If I was White, I would just play b3 here, you know. And if the rook doubles on the knight, then just go back to c3. I mean, what? He's just lost a pawn. That's my take on it. Okay, let's go to board two. And Abel is playing a game, Judith. He's playing a game. We apparently don't have enough players in the tournament, and so Abel decided to jump in. He's playing a game, I think a 30-minute game with I'm not sure who exactly he's playing. The tournament is so well organized, and we also have somebody helping out here, somebody from the South Bay, probably somebody you know, and his name eludes me, but he's doing a little TDing here. So maybe, and also things are just run so well that our tournament directors can actually play, it looks like. Matt, that's it, it's Matt. So maybe Abel feels like he can, Matt LaForce. Okay, that's the guy, I'm almost 100% positive. Judith's making a shout out to Matt. Yeah, Matt's doing the directing here and helping Abel out. I think Matt figured out how to set those black clocks. He knows those black clocks. I think he's learned how to do that. So that's right there, worth its weight in gold. Russell Wong. Okay, this is board 2, and I want to go back here. We thought that this was maybe not a wise decision to go into this as Kyron is certainly booked up on this. This is his third Najdorf, Bishop G5, in a row. The last 2 rounds of the Addison, and now the next round of the Tuesday Night Marathon. It's amazing. He's getting his... So White is trying to open the game up. He's really got nothing else because positionally Black has got a great game. And so let's see how Kyron just takes the pawn. Rook H3. White's trying to throw more wood onto the fire. Bishop B5. Okay, so Black's 2 pawns ahead. I'm sorry, 1 pawn ahead, and but he has the initiative now, slightly, and that's a sharp move. Knight B5 will open the A file. White chooses to play Queen F3, intending Queen takes B7 check, and the bishop goes back to C6, where it's now better placed than it was a move before. Queen F2 attacks the knight. At B6, Queen C5 defends the knight. Rook E3 blocks the queen exchange. And that's a prophylactic move, bringing the last piece into the game. Black's position looks very solid, and White is burning time on the clock. Did I say burning? It's 21 minutes to 1 hour and 24 minutes. So this is, a difficult position for White, who doesn't have a knockout blow and is forced to sort of play for cheapos maybe. And Rook A, intending, by the way, is Rook H4, I think, is a really nice prophylactic move. If White, I think, wanted to play G6 maybe, and now F takes G6 will just open up the F file for Black's rook. So, nice move. And also developing, getting the last piece into play. Let's go on to board 3, and then I'm going to take a very quick break. Okay, so we have this position, Ezra Chambers, kind of an eccentric opening, a 4 knights defense with White playing H3 on the 5th move. I'll just go back to that really quickly. 4th move, rather. Is that a book move? I haven't seen it. Not to say that it's not the latest and greatest, most sophisticated move. Anyway, we went all the way down to here, and we're going to follow the game. Black is redeploying her pieces, and that looks like a good move, and White is doing the same. Black opens the A file for her rook. White takes this diagonal, and that's a positive move. F5. If E takes F5, I can imagine Black even playing Bishop takes F5, and if Bishop takes F5, Queen takes E2. So that would be a possibility. Let's see. Knight to G3. F takes E4, Knight E4, D5, Knight G5, and Black is thinking. So obviously White wants to play Rook A, E1, and possibly let's see. Let's go back here. Could black have played bishop f5 here? Oh, then knight f6 check. And if g takes f6, bishop takes f5. So maybe black, it's a complicated situation. And I think this is an interesting game. Black needs to sort of connect the rooks here, and maybe bishop d7 is the right move. And white's got a little bit of some potential of a kingside attack here with rook e1 and queen h5 or something like that. This could turn on a dime. Queen e3, queen h5. This queen h5 move is the move that white wants to play here. And also the rook over to e1. It's suddenly looking a little awkward for black, and maybe not so easy to defend. And the problem with black playing d4 here is that the other diagonal is opened up. Bishop c4 check becomes a possibility. So suddenly this got a little awkward and difficult to defend. But we'll see. She's falling all. Jan Roy is falling a little behind in time too, which is a little distressing for her, maybe as well. And Ezra's a sharp player. All right, let's see. I'm going to call white for that game, and we've got this game. Both players f4. That is an interesting choice, and that move is played, I guess, sort of while black. Maybe can black play rook takes f4? I'm not sure why not. Rook c5 with the idea of rook a5 and rook takes g5, but rook a4, rook g5, rook a3, and white is losing the a pawn. Rook h2, rook a5, rook e2, king f5, rook e7. This is going to be a win for black. This is, I think white had a choice between active and passive defense and made maybe the wrong decision. I said this is a win for black, but maybe it's not that easy. I mean, certainly it's not that easy. But being 2 pawns down now would have me kind of scared. But back here, there was maybe the choice between some passive defense. Let's see. Okay, so right here, I'm not sure that white shouldn't just shuffle the rook around, rook d2 or something like that. If black comes over to the king side and plays rook h4, then white can so maybe rook b2. And then if rook h4, the white rook scoops up the a pawn, and that'll compensate for losing the h pawn. It's very difficult to know when to play passive defense and when to play active defense. Active defense most of the time, particularly in rook endings, but sometimes passive defense is the way to go. It can be very difficult to tell which way to go.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, John.
Can you take a bite around 6 and 7? What do you write it? Before there was a...
Right. I'll write it right here.
Yeah.
And round 7 we don't give a half point, only 0 points.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, John.
Jason.
Jason. Right, Jason.
Yeah.
We have a check for you, Jason.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Folks, I'm going to be right back for several reasons. I have to give one of our club members a check, and also because I need to wash my hands. I'll be right back. Give me about a few minutes, and the stream will be In the meantime, you can watch the tournament hall. There you are. Okay. And, okay, I will.
Last time.
I saw a check for you.
I didn't know it.
Isn't that interesting? I saw a check for you.
When was that? Because last time I called over the phone and it was not written, so I want to make sure you note it down, because if you just say it, sometimes you forget. Oh,
Does that look right?
no, didn't know that. When was this?
This is from. We didn't have an address for you. It's from the last Tuesday night marathon.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we must have not had an address for you.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so there you are. I'm glad we can.
Oh, it's spring.
Yeah, the last Tuesday night marathon. You were. I'm not sure what your prize was. You can look online.
Okay.
Okay. So
Don't forget to buy the.
okay, let me put that down right now.
Okay, yeah. Round 6 and 7. 'Cause I don't want my opponent to be waiting.
No.
Yeah, and,
Nice.
instead you can pair him to other players.
Of course, 6 and 7. Okay.
Okay.
Jason Ochoa.
Thank you, Paul.
Sure, and I'm glad I remembered your check as
Okay,
well.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Can I help you? How you doing, man? You want to sit down?
Fine.
And you want to be on TV? You
Huh?
want to be on TV?
TV?
Yeah, come sit down.
You want-
I'll introduce you to the chess world here.
Oh.
We're commenting on the chess games. Do you know that? Did you know that? We're on the internet. We're on the YouTube. We're on all that. So you can. We're looking at the games. You know,
You
we
can
have
speak in Russian.
DGT boards, right?
Okay, I tired a little.
Oh,
I
you
wanna watch other
Alright.
thing. Good luck.
All right. See you.
So just for you, actually.
You look beautiful. You look beautiful.
Yeah.
All right.
In July I will be 77.
Wow. Okay. We are back, Judith. We are back. Everybody who is watching, we're back. The Tuesday night marathon. Let's see. To camera. I just want to make sure that we are. Here we go. Boom. I think we're back. Okay. So, let's get the DGT boards up here. We'll go quickly to the this game where yeah, Judith, you're gonna if you want to. It's late there. I'm sorry. Hi Daniel Perlov. We are back. Thanks for being here with us. We're watching a Mugi segment here on board 4, trying to hold against Elliot Winslow, International Master Elliot Winslow. You can just leave your, there's a box for leaving your score sheets around there. Okay, thank you. You can see the tournament hall in the back there. With his back to us is the tournament director, Abel Telementes, playing a game in the tournament. There's Michael Walder. There's other players that may be known or unknown to all of you. Let's go to board 5. This was a game where very interesting queen sacrifice, and Tenzing, I was worried about black playing knight b4 exactly, and Tenzing is coming up with the king. So black, yeah, just the material balance could very well favor white, but sometimes can favor black. And black is doing the right thing, I think, in playing super aggressively and trying to. Now the knight's been away from the center. White has to be very careful here. On the other hand, if he consolidates, black is going to be in trouble. And who knows, maybe it's very difficult to analyze and find out what exactly the right move would be here for either player. Very, very difficult situation for sure. Bruce, are you playing?
Oh yeah, I am.
But you're not on the top 10.
No, I'm not.
You're not on the DGT
It's funny.
board.
I was just looking at this game
Yeah.
there. I have no idea what's going on. It looks pretty dangerous for white here.
You know what, Judith? He is playing Aaron Dixit. I think he is playing Aaron Dixit. But Juan told me not to go to look at the board 10 on the DGT boards. So I think there's a little bit of a mix up here. Hi, Barry.
How you doing?
All right, man. All right. Yeah, so this game, I'm not sure what's going on. White made it what should be if White was castled already, I would like White's chances.
Yes.
Because the minor pieces can swarm the black position. But the fact that White is his king is stuck in the center, and it's forced to play king e2, and black is
that's what
playing
they played
queen d5, threatens queen e4 check, devastating, and white's knights are now like in full retreat here. This somehow looks like black is almost winning this, and maybe this was there's been some good play by black here.
Yeah.
I mean,
White's completely
rook
tangled. White can't move a piece.
White can barely move a piece, is right, like you said.
You can't even develop your bishop on f1 because the pawn is pinned.
Somebody's talking to you. Hey, Bruce. Daniel Perlov is
Hello,
saying, hey,
Daniel.
Bruce, what's up?
Hello, Judith. Is that Judith?
Yeah, it's Judith. Judith and Daniel. People are watching on Twitch, and they're also watching on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah. We're live streaming on YouTube right now.
I'm going back to my game.
Okay.
Good luck.
Good luck to you. My job is easy. I get to just criticize other people's games. All right. So, let's see. Tough game for Tenzing Shaw on board 5. Conrado, this game we thought was going to just end in a draw, but white. What happened here? Oh, I see. White plays queen e2, tripling on the e file, and black plays a little tactical shot here in order to. But does it work? Because the white queen could move, and then if rook takes rook, bishop f1, that might be very dangerous for white. So white plays f3. This was maybe not such a good idea for black, with the white rook on the 7th rank. I think black has made a mistake maybe doing this. This is not, possibly not easy game for black. Sometimes, yeah, it is funny. That's a good point, Judith. I'm going to go straight to board 10 here and see exactly what's going on. No, nothing is being recorded. Nothing is being recorded. I think that they pulled the plug on this game, and maybe for the very reason that you're talking about, is that they're trying to hide the game. Okay, we don't know. Yeah, no, board 10 was working. I think that there was a forfeit on that board, and that's why, and Abel stepped in, and maybe they tried to get the game going, and then they didn't. We should definitely give him a hard time about this. Hi, Jerry, can I help you?
Yes, my lords.
And so.
Oh, outside. Okay.
Usually you leave the score sheets there, but you can leave it here. Probably better to leave it out there. You know, the usual place now. Thank you, Jerry. Okay, so, yeah, we're definitely giving him a hard time about it, whether he wins or loses. That's right. Aaron Dixit was due to play one of our players, Carlos Davila, who forfeited his game, didn't show up. So Abel jumped, he was about to go home, and Abel jumped in with the game. I think that's what's going on here on board 10. And so, all right, let's go then to, let's go back to this game. Black has an active king, but white has an active rook. So I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I would say that this would favor white somehow, ultimately. And that's what. So you couldn't find the box?
No. I want to staple it together.
What?
I want to staple it together.
Oh, okay. All right, go for it. Yeah, I'm not sure where the staple is, but you can find it. Good. Okay. So, did you say you lost?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm sorry to hear that, Jerry.
I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played very flat.
Flat game.
Yeah, very staples. God damn it.
Okay. We're out of staplers in the chess room. I'm
Oh,
gonna-
there you go. I'm sorry.
Oh no, we got that fixed. Okay. All right, Jerry. We'll see you soon.
See you tomorrow, Pat.
Okay. See you tomorrow, probably. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we saw Natalia here, sort of, giving up a pawn, trying to get the initiative. She's been playing super aggressively, but my feeling is, a pawn is a pawn is a pawn is a pawn, and I rather prefer black here. Let's go down to Brian Doyle's game. Now, this was another game we left off right here, and we weren't sure that Brian. All right, that definitely threatens rook f8 check, king b8, bishop g6, rook g6, and rook f1, and a counter pin, queen g7, dc3. Okay. Okay. I'd say white looks like he's in a bit of trouble here. Rook d8, queen d8. Safer queen. This pawn down at, rook d8, queen c3. And then black could maybe play just something like h6. Maybe that's equal. Rook takes d8, queen takes d8, queen c3. White's, if anything, white might be a little bit better, of course, because of a bishop over the knight and pawns on both sides of the board. Okay, that's my thing, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so that's Brian Doyle versus Felix Rudiak. Felix is playing a positive game. We had this game. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay, so queen d3, just like I said, g6, knight takes e6, and black has queen e5 and dropping the exchange. So white offers the exchange of queens. Black refuses to exchange queens. White is clearly better here, and black is also possible. Of course, was rook d1 or something. Finally, the rook comes to d1. Black is definitely is losing here or close to it, being the exchange down and undeveloping his pieces with knight d7, b8. Not pretty. All right, back up to board one. Ivanov versus Lee. We haven't been here for a while. We were thinking that Lee has just sort of given up. And this game is a draw? Well, I'm disappointed in. I'm disappointed for White here, who maintains his lead in the tournament and wins rating points, but after queen takes c6, I mean, it looks like White is in command here. Queen takes c6, say queen takes c6, rook takes c6. The onus is on black to prove that he has any kind of compensation for the pawn. White can play b3 and bring the... Well, anyway, a draw on board one. I'm guessing, even though we don't have definitive proof, it looks like that was the result. Okay, on board two, black played this excellent rook a f8 move. White develops bishop d3 and knight d5. Let's see. Okay, so knight takes d5, looks about right. Queen d5, hitting the pawn at a2. b3, defending that. Queen h1 check, and there goes another pawn. And white is now just needs a cheap shot to stay in this game. The black queen returns to c5, where she's been a couple of times before already. It's a great pivoting square for the black queen. This is just this is bordering on hopeless for white. You know, white has just been floundering away. Okay. Board 2, Kyron Griffith in command. Chambers versus Rui. This was shaping up, we thought, to be a strong attack by, and so h6, just saying rook e1, queen d7, and my guess is that white's looking for a forced win here, which is, it's within the realm of possibility with a move like queen h5 maybe. Queen h5, rook takes e1, rook takes e1. I mean, well, maybe h takes g5. Maybe there isn't, rook e8 threatening queen h7. Maybe threatening queen h7 or threatening bishop h7 check. King. All right, so I'll go over that in my brain for the benefit of anybody that's watching. What I'm thinking of here is white plays queen h5, attacking the rook on e8. If rook e1, h takes g5, rook e8 threatens, bishop h7, king h8, bishop g6, king g8, queen h7 mate. Does black have a defense? Probably. Let's take a look at it one more time. Elliott and Mugi finished. And here comes Elliott. Did the game end in a win for Elliott or a draw for Mugi?
A draw for Mugi.
A draw for Mugi. You had all the chances, but just it wasn't enough. All right, pull your chair in so we can see your charming visage, Elliott. I'm here with Elliott, International Master Elliott Winslow. By the way, we're looking and trying to see if there's maybe a win here for white. This is Ezra's game.
Seeing as how his knight has no moves, it either better be.
Well, I'm looking at queen h5.
Pawn takes, and they'll just take back.
No, pawn takes knight, rook takes rook on e8.
Oh, I didn't
Okay,
see
so
that.
rook takes e1, rook takes e1. Now h takes g5.
Hold on. Oh, okay.
Okay, h takes g5, rook e8.
Legal.
Threatens bishop h7 check and the whole bishop g6
F7 and mate is made.
and bishop g6.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't because black queen's on
Queen takes-
d7.
Yeah,
But it's queen h7
made
made at
later.
the end. Yeah.
Queen takes F8.
So is there a defense there? Queen h5, rook e1, rook e1. If hg5, rook e8.
Not so loud. Not so loud.
Yeah. Kyron, I assume your opponent has resigned.
He ran out of time.
You ran out of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was close.
Smooth performance, and your third. That must be
it's my-
unique in your
My third bishop g5,
third-
g4, knight over in a row.
Yeah.
in 3
Do you want to take a quick look at that, Elliot? You're here for a few minutes.
What happened in your game, Elliot?
We drew.
You drew? Yeah, it's like it's tough.
Okay. Oh well. Okay, both of you are here for a minute. Let's take a look at your. You're sitting down, Elliot. So let's look at your. Let's look at your game here for a second. Lead us through it, Elliot. Lead us through the game.
I can't lead very much. Does this work?
This is Elliott Winslow. Yes, it does. This is International Master Elliott Winslow, and soon to be International Master, I'm sure, Kyron Griffith.
Sunday.
Between us.
So what do you want to know?
We wanted your comments on your game. Your
Comments?
what you say is
So it's-
gold to people
So I
watching.
suddenly had a lark and played the Grunfeld.
Right, you've been a King's Indian player lately, but you play everything.
Sometimes.
I admired that about you and Spassky and some other people. They can play everything.
So
Can we keep your here? Lean in this way, or you want to
we'll
lean
move
in
the
that
camera that way.
way? Okay,
There you go.
there we go. Elliot Winslow, Kyron Griffith, and Paul Whitehead.
All at the same time.
Now it's my half of
So
face.
here we are, and I'm supposed to, I think knight c6 is actually an acronym I'm supposed to castle. But what do I remember? I don't remember this.
But
Stupid stuff.
you.
So now I castled. And she played bishop b5.
Kyron, you might know more.
think it's
No, I don't.
d5, rook d8, king e1 is I think what they do. But what do I
Yeah,
know?
but I think bishop b5 is annoying here.
Well, no, the pawn's threatened, so I thought take was okay. I thought she should just play rook hd1 unless I'm missing something.
Judith is congratulating you.
Yes.
Yeah, Kyron is the
People have to stop
prince
saying
of the chess club right now, coming off his win in the Addison.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's all about Perlov. Oop, no, you're not. So anyway, so I thought that was it's just, like nothing there.
Yeah, you got a great. This is like.
Well, it's an
Yeah.
okay game. I mean, I just get it's just equality.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
But then I'm not sure about something was weird. Why did maybe she shouldn't have taken on e7. So what if not takes e7?
Then you have two bishops. And
Yeah.
what does she do otherwise?
How can this be any good for White?
What could I?
Rook e7 is the only thing that justifies this at all.
I guess.
I guess you play like knight g5.
Yeah,
but
knight
bishop-
g5 was sort of interesting. Bishop
goes
takes
to
g.
d5 though.
I could take on g2 first, but then rook b1 and
And bishop
Bishop
d5.
d5.
Bishop on d5 is just-
Yeah.
it's a bishop. Yeah. I guess that's good. And the pawn goes on e7 anyway,
Yeah.
and then from my materials even. I have the
Yeah, white's probably just slightly worse.
Okay, so this happened. So now I dreamed of winning. I thought I was winning, actually. I overlooked a shot or two.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I saw this happening. Da. Yep.
Okay, now
and that was
stop for a
that was
sec.
an invention at the moment.
Stop. Well, no, after g5. Stop
makes
for a
sense.
second.
Perfect.
Can't White draw just by playing passive defense here?
Not
But
so easily.
Not easily.
Maybe
yeah.
not
Just stop
easily,
rook h4
yeah.
at some point.
yeah. Rook b2, saying if you go for my h pawn, I'm
Yeah.
going to go. But
Well,
of
but
course,
I did it
black
right
can.
away.
Yeah, black will push.
Push,
the
yeah.
king on like g6 maybe, and then
Yeah.
I mean, black. If you let black, you can push an h pawn pretty far.
Yeah, there's that too. Other than I can't get to the h pawn.
Yeah, you can't get to
You
the
can't
h
get
pawn.
there.
It's funny. It's a funny thing, but
But I can get my king up. She never straightens her pawns out unless there's some, of course she could wait for king e7 and then she maybe could play f4. I don't know. to
Abel's
believe.
finished. We're going to find out what happened with him.
Is that on a board?
Yeah, he's playing. Okay, let's see, Elliot.
So anyway, she went there, which surprised me.
Oh wow.
I didn't think she could do that, but she
Just go right
did
to
anyway.
Yeah,
And then
White
she,
played. White went for super
Now
active
maybe
defense.
this is a mistake on my
Super
part.
active defense.
Maybe I can just play something.
What happens if you play just like h6
H6, rook a5.
and
I'm
then
lying.
rook h4?
Yeah, and I come out of it a pawn up. I get 3 and then she hasn't passed a pawn, but I have passed
Yeah,
a
but you have lost h pawn.
And you have 3 to
Your king
1.
has cover.
Maybe even
Full house in the office. Yeah, we're a bunch of cards here. That's for sure. I'm the only one playing with a full deck, Daniel. Just kidding, everybody.
I
Okay.
don't know. What do I do?
That's actually.
You win? Yeah. Yeah. Seems like a good position.
What I do? What I do?
So, Aaron, you just beat the tournament director
Yes.
and got away with it?
Is that a good thing?
Winning a chess game is great. Judith,
Your entry fee might go up next tournament though.
Yeah.
So
okay, so let's see.
what can I do?
So-
Maybe it is okay, h6 or even f6.
I mean, yeah.
Give up the
sure, it's all
seven
okay, but and if you're trying to win, maybe.
H6 might be better because then the king can just come around
Yeah,
leave the pawn
safely.
at 7.
He
Yeah.
does get he can get his king in some way. So h6. Rook A5, Rook H4.
Rook A7,
Rook
Rook
takes, Rook
H2.
takes. So now my pawn on H6 would rather be on H03 or something. I don't know. And now what happens? So then I got to mobilize my king.
I guess A4, Rook H1, and then
Well, I
you
gotta
come
make some-
around to
I need to-
A1, and
I would
then
rather
your
have
king
my
comes
king up
around
first.
to your king comes
Probably.
around the other side. Looks like Black has winning chances. You're right.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's going to work out so well. He does get to push his pawn a bit. His
I
king
mean, you
is-
can always use the F pawn as cover. Like if she pushes the pawn to A7 and her rook is dead, and you just can put the king on
True, but
F6.
he
you
has
can
his
use your rook
king.
too.
He pushes it to A6 and brings his king up. Maybe,
I mean, but then you're gonna queen for sure.
maybe. He has rook check and rook H8 too. I mean, everyone's in front of their pawns, which is not healthy. I'm not sure what I can do about it.
Let's see. That's very interesting.
It's definitely
It's
a
definitely
thing for
worth
the
looking
computer.
at.
I just didn't feel comfortable. I thought I was doing. I thought what I did
Yeah,
was good.
what you did looked great, actually. What looked really good, because it won another pawn.
Yeah, I thought, oh, I'm up 2 pawns.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this looked fantastic.
And I had this,
Yeah.
but I overlooked the F pawn. The only thing she had.
King G5. So what about King F8 here?
F5.
5, yeah.
Do not play King G7
Yeah,
very much.
Please.
I've done stuff like that. Not against you. Maybe against you. I don't even know. So I went here. Maybe Rook B7 or D7 is better. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I felt like I don't have anything.
Judith's been giving you grief for playing in the chess tournament.
She gave me a hard time?
Yeah.
Why?
She's noticing what's going on. In fact,
She actually
she's.
usually, like,
You know what we
supports
decided?
me.
Judith is directing the tournament right now.
Like from afar?
Yeah, she's remote control direct. In fact, Jason Ochoa came here in the office and said that he was taking a buy in round 6 and 7, which is right here.
Yeah.
And Judith's like, well, okay, we got that. Yeah.
I think Judith is shooting to be the first one to simultaneously TD the National Girls Invitational and the Tuesday Night Marathon literally at the same time.
And I remember that Jason had a check from the spring Tuesday night marathon, from the last Tuesday night marathon, and gave it to him.
So Judith, don't forget to send me the.
So she's on the ball.
send
So
me
she's
the,
literally
the
like
Swiss
responding
files.
like in action. Like if I say hi Judith, can you say hi to me?
She
Did you decide
she
why-
says, Abel, did you decide to disconnect the DGT10 because you didn't want your game to be live?
No,
analyzed?
that was a good game. That was actually an exciting game. It was an exciting
OS.
game. Yeah, it was pretty good. And then
Judith says, hi, Abel.
there we go. So she is watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He won. Yeah, no, it was a really good game. You'll see it in the
I'll have to see it.
newsletter.
At this point,
Convert it.
Wow.
I actually made sure I didn't lose. When I went there, that was my draw offer.
Okay, so you were trying to avoid losing?
Well, I didn't want to get, King G7 and F6 and wonder, then what am I going to do?
I see.
I could lose anything. Remember, nothing's Winslow proof.
Well, you can only say that because you've been around for a long time now.
So what was I going to do on King takes H6? There was a
Reese
reason.
lost.
The reason.
Well, of course she's going to take a
Rook C6
draw.
and Rook C6 and F6?
Or Rook
Or just
C6 and A6.
F6 immediately?
No, it wasn't the idea. On King H5, I'm like, no, that doesn't work either. What was my point?
To play King E7 and King F6.
King F7, King G5, F6 check.
Maybe that's it.
But then King G6.
That's not it.
I mean, it's all
How can White really have a hope for a win there? It's impossible.
Okay, why did I play H6 check? Did I play the wrong move? No, I played the right move. Why did I do that?
M. Mubat says we've got some
How long have you been
other people coming in. Thank you.
here? Exclamation point uptime. Is that a programmer?
Yeah, it's it triggers a bot that says how long the stream's been up.
Is that right?
I know, technology.
Interesting.
Does Bang, they got me wondering,
Interesting.
is this actually just a shell?
So, all right. Well, let's not get too nerdy here and keep on the chip.
Ooh.
Doesn't work. Oh, It was a thought.
It's a good idea.
What does that mean?
Well, it's another exclamation point known as bang. It means execute a command shell,
Okay.
and uptime is a command shell. Is a command.
Different commands.
But I was
use
thinking
different-
maybe any command works. Yeah, I could, RM space minus FR. We delete the whole thing.
We're streaming on YouTube and Facebook right now, thanks to Juan over there. Oh, Juan, wherever Juan is.
Everyone
So that's really cool. Yeah. Okay. Apart from that, so this game was a draw.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Elliot, for
not winning
snatching a draw. No, you've been having a rough time, but I think you're going to readjust, and you've won this tournament so many times. It's like
I could still win it, but
you can
I'm not
still
exactly
win it.
expecting to.
Exactly. Nobody counts you out.
If I finish second, third, I'd feel fine.
Okay.
If I get the money, then
All right.
make a small fortune.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right, Kyron, come on over here and show us your. This is amazing.
Calm down. Get a grip on yourself.
No, I mean, Kyron, this is really amazing.
It's amazing that I've gotten the
that
same
you've
game 3
got
games in a
the
row.
same game 3 times
I
in a row.
10 Bishop
Here.
E2.
10 Bishop E2?
Well, Paul and I both have a little.
Bishop E2 here. Oh,
Okay,
yes.
see, and I
tricky.
beat DeFermian
Really?
in a
No,
tournament
Bishop
game
E2.
with Bishop E2, B5, and then instead of playing Kara's Bishop F6, Knight F6, E5, sacking the queen that way,
Yeah.
I played E5 right away and sacked the queen without
Interesting without trading the bishop.
trading the bishop for the knight. I don't know, but I beat Nick in
Sneaky
a
moves.
game with what? Cal Chess Masters back in the 1980s.
Across the street at the Sheridan Palace, that's where I beat Henry.
You beat Hammy with that? Yeah.
So you have
Well, it was an idea that was kicking it back. I don't think it ever was refuted. I think it's better than the Bishop F6
it's
move.
actually suspect.
Bishop E2.
Yeah.
And I can prove it.
Okay. Well, I never got to play it again. But all these things are worth playing once,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
giving
Or maybe
a
half
shot.
I feel like a lot of these trick lines involve black just playing B5 randomly, though. Like, black doesn't always have to do that.
Right.
Play H6, your knight C5, and then you're like, what's my bishop on E2?
Okay, so Aaron, somebody's asking. Aaron is sitting behind us here, and Judith's asking you, are you going to play in the Sacramento Championship?
Yeah, most likely.
Okay.
Nice.
That's the plan.
Are you going to play?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
She's a recruiter.
Is this the quote adult unquote championship?
No, that's a different one. There's a July 5th to 7th one that's like the class championships, and there's the winery one, which is I think different.
Oh, that's the one with the analog clocks.
Yeah,
and
no delay
and no
old
children
scores,
allowed or something.
I could go though. Maybe. Just crash the party.
That's actually I'd like to go to that tournament one day, because
We should call it the Thousand Memorial.
It's in September. Judith says that tournament's in September. Okay.
which one? Yeah, and I think we have a flyer out there for
Yeah.
it as well. So I'm just turning this a little bit so I don't have to crane my
Anyways, I got the same game again.
neck. This is incredible, and I remember you analyzing it and just thinking that black was great here.
Yeah, I mean, he played Rook D2. Ladia Jirasek played Rook D1.
And
They're
maybe
both
this was
okay.
his improvement.
Maybe. I was wondering if like Rook G2 here is maybe interesting, like just trying to take on H6.
Doing something with
Like
that rook move.
yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. Like,
What about G6 right here? Is that a possibility?
sure, it's a possibility. I'll probably just take it.
Right, I assume you would, but maybe that's.
But I don't have to. I can also play F6 and you have no targets.
Yeah, no.
Actually, maybe F6 is just.
I
like,
think your
very simple.
judgment is correct here. I think this position really holds nothing for white.
Whoop.
I think my
Queen D3 is
the
annoying
more
actually, but well,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if it's actually annoying, but it's hard to defend D6. It's like
but the way you did it, just rupturing
Yeah.
his
the
pawns.
downside is he can't take with the H pawn,
Right.
and so now I'm like pretty safe here.
And now, yeah,
So I think I'm just pawn. Well, now I'm a pawn out, but
right.
yeah, he kind of just
I
gave me
think
some more
white's
free
getting.
stuff.
I mean, this is
Like G6,
yeah.
Queen G3, and E5 might have been an angle, even if it's.
Oh, you're the reigning Sacramento Club champion?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good
Wow.
title.
Cool beans,
Well, you have to-
man. Cool beans.
You have to keep that title.
Yeah. You're defending your title. So yeah, that's just. I mean,
It should
to
be
me-
5, yeah, I think is pretty much kills all of White's play. 'Cause
Yeah.
Knight b5, it's White getting attacked.
And there's a reason he can't take it?
I'm going to go A takes, and then
Okay.
Rook A2.
Well, he could play.
A3 there, but then knight
Yeah,
C4.
then I put Knight C4 and then
Oh,
on the Rook and B2.
Oh, okay. On the rook is annoying.
Yeah, it's like,
In
horrors.
fact, that's a real problem.
Yeah.
yeah.
And queen b5 is just a horrible endgame.
Is it so
Uh,
bad?
pawn down. It might be his best bet.
Pawn
but
down, yeah.
Oh, he's a pawn down already. Where'd the pawn go?
He's sacked it on
He
E5.
sacked it on e5.
That wasn't too
It's just
Yeah, I don't think
desperation.
it's-
Just desperation.
I mean, I guess if he doesn't, like, then I just put a queen on E5 and ask you what you're doing. Or maybe if you let me, I'll play bishop C6, knight D7, knight E5.
I guess it's not desperation, it's impatience, which is another thing entirely.
Yeah. I mean, it opens the bishop
Mike,
and the knight. but
you
it's-
haven't had to think much, and that's a good move. But now
Queen
is
C6.
your best. Well, you play bishop c6, which of
could've
course.
Just play queen d4 just to.
Oh, there's bishop on F. Oh, bishop on F1 hangs that.
No, not now. I mean, instead of giving up the pawn.
Oh,
I'm going to assume that he gives up the pawn. He's just
yeah,
a
yeah.
pawn.
Yeah, but then it's just like
It's a-
the structure's
it's a
very
suspect
nice.
endgame,
Yeah,
but-
bishop C6, knight D7, knight E5.
Yeah, but
Yep.
it's not.
But White can play H5, H6, and just try
Yeah,
to
but
make something
White
happen.
has some pluses.
Well, he has
Before
pluses
this
like
game,
in the, if he gets the kind of position that that Ezra got against you.
Yeah, but the problem is the end games are typically bad for White, or like. it's-
And we all
without the
know
attacking
that it's the
chances.
white queen that should be on the black squares and not the black queen. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, it's all, everything is wrong for white here. I think you have this one figured out.
Yeah, I mean,
it's funny. The black queen just kept going to. Every time I went to c5, I could just
Wait,
see
what is
white
this?
going. Oh
So there's
no!
no. So rook takes h4 is it?
I-
h6 it is.
I can, but it's not. It doesn't give me. Yeah, rook H4, rook E6, and then trade the rooks, and like I'm not sure I've achieved much. Actually, it kind of opens me up a little bit.
Oh, I see. Just gets the pawn back. And
Yeah, and
still,
yeah. So I just kind of played a rook at
Thank you,
because it's
Robert.
like White has no moves here.
That was the best move of the game. I mean, of course, you got him anyway, but
I mean, White's only idea is to play G6.
this is
in
what
that case.
separates the 24-50 players from everybody else, is developing their pieces. They, you know,
No one else
staying
knows how to
to the
develop their pieces.
fundamentals. That's right. The fundament. That I love that move because it makes White just the move that White wanted to play somehow was G6, and it just makes it look horrible.
Yeah, G6 can
Yeah.
be played, and White actually has some.
Nice move.
Nothing else to do.
I like that move.
So.
Even though, yeah, I think White's just lost
Yeah,
here.
I played something stupid though. I took with the queen because I thought queen H1 and queen A2.
Uh-huh. Did White miss something?
Yeah, he missed. He played B3, which just hangs the H4 pawn.
Right.
But bishop E4 here is actually kind of annoying.
And if Queen A2?
Then rook A3. Then queen C4, then bishop C6. And if queen C6, then rook C3. And it's like I have to go to D7, or else he starts invading.
I know, but so then he goes Queen B6, and you can go Rook C8.
Yeah. I didn't really want to
No,
be on the back
I
foot
see
like
what
that,
you mean.
but
I see what you mean.
it's probably I'm sure it's. But actually, on bishop E4, I can also just go like queen C5 and say.
Back to that C5
Yeah.
square again.
Just be like, okay.
It's like, here,
Never
let's.
mind.
Can you guys show what? Can we show what, Judith? Let us know what you want us to show, and we will.
The bishop E4 line. Oh,
we can't.
Oh,
we
no.
can't show
Yeah,
anything.
we have limited technical
Why haven't you solved that
capabilities here. We are trying to educate you folks back home and seeing things in your head like we do.
That's not the reason.
That is actually the reason.
No, the reason is actually if you had an analysis board.
I think Juan is going to set us up with an analysis board without.
After a
He's
few more
gonna
weeks
do
of
it.
suffering, I say.
Yeah, no, he's going to do it. I'm fine without it, but I can see the
What does the
advantages.
rest of the world use?
They use an analysis board with or without stockfish, and we can use it without
that's fine,
stockfish.
But
Yeah, I think there's
Up there.
Juan is going to figure that out. We have the genius technological people working for us, and the real brains here behind the operation. Judith, you're. We'll let's see. Bishop e4. Let's take a look at it. Queen a2, rook a3, and that prevents queen a1 check. You're not interrupting anything. Rook a3 stops queen a1 check, so the black queen has only one square, which is to go back to c4, and then you're saying white takes on c6?
Yeah, take on c6 first.
White plays then bishop takes
Before rook
c6.
c3.
Because then queen takes c4.
Ah, yeah, okay, so bishop takes and queen takes, presumably.
Yeah, because pawn takes, then queen a7 check is actually.
Okay, so bishop takes, queen takes, rook c3, the black queen has to go back to d7,
Queen
and it's a
b6.
little, and queen b6, then rook c8.
That's
Yeah.
not so bad for black.
It's no, I'm sure
No,
it's
it's
fine.
not,
It's just
yeah.
like a little uncomfortable, and like I didn't see any need to.
I would be happy to get uncomfortable, just a little uncomfortable. And that's
So, happy with being
But I'm
uncomfortable.
already comfortable, so.
Yeah, and then you've got
Scary.
rook h4 threatened as well.
That's true,
White
H4
just is not.
H4 just always hangs.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so what happened?
I got a pawn,
Another
and
pawn.
then just went back to c5.
Oh,
Yeah,
queen c5 is just
and yeah, it's just too.
death, the death square. Right, the death square for white
So,
is c5.
I guess this is all an illustration on why the whole queen d3 idea didn't work. It just kind of let me split the pawns, and the king is actually pretty safe on e7. Like,
So Elliot had something to say about this opening, and which was what you did earlier. You thought that black was doing well here with this knight, with all the knight b6. In other words,
No,
this h6
I
line.
never said anything about knight b6.
I thought you were saying h6 was you.
Well, wait. In this game, white took on f6.
yeah,
Yeah, because no, the thing was about bishop h4.
yeah, bishop h4 is bad.
Well, it's not so clear. On g5, there's e5.
Oh, g5, e5.
Oh, I remember that from a long time ago.
And I
That's
remember
right.
Before that, I remember thinking, oh, you just play f takes g5.
You know, Kyron here is
95,
going,
I think
oh,
that's
e5.
I actually gotta look that up.
But he's probably got it analyzed.
Don't play
there
that.
may well be answers to it.
Yeah, Kyron's sort of like, oh, innocent me. So he's never seen that move before.
I don't remember what Sakashnik gave in his groundbreaking Grandmaster repertoire book on the Night Order.
This must have been analyzed to the 99th move.
No, it's not. It's been kind of
Neglected.
a sideline.
It's
yeah.
been neglected, yeah. This used to be,
Queen h3 is actually a move here too, which just looks really stupid.
and h4 is a move, right?
Well,
Is
that's
it
what
h4?
you're thinking about with bishop d3 instead.
Oh, I'm thinking about with bishop d3, but
Not that
yeah,
it's any
h4
different.
wouldn't work here because, of course,
It's a positional
Yeah.
sacrifice.
you know, a bad position, a positional sacrifice for black that white makes. Yeah.
Of course, as for b5,
That's right, bishop d3, and then if h6.
both queen h3
and-
and h4.
Right. Interesting. G4 is the oldest move, right, in this position, right?
Well,
I think.
g4 and bishop d3 are the two main ones.
The two main ones. And bishop e2 was played by me.
an unsound sideline.
And Kara's.
That's my feeling.
Yeah.
No, Kerry's.
Kara's played it against Fischer.
Oh, right, and Fischer just played b5.
Right, against bishop e2.
Is there any interesting games going on?
Yeah, let's look at that. Let's look at the top. Oh, that game. Did that game end in a draw?
Oh,
We-
dear. No.
No,
I
it
think
didn't.
it's
Okay.
incorrectly
No,
labeling this.
because it
Oh yeah, this is weird. This b5 move, I don't know if this
was
worked.
terrible.
Well,
I-
so like I thought he was gonna take you on with the rook.
Yeah, why doesn't that just. And then queen e8? Why doesn't he just win material that way?
Knight d4, on
Oh.
queen 8. But I was thinking queen b6 with
Yeah.
a6
Oh,
coming.
a6 as well.
But so rook b5, knight b5, queen b6. I think white is actually gonna go queen a7.
And take on e7.
Well, you
Get
have
there.
queen
Get with the
b5,
queen on
and then,
b5.
but then you have rook c7, and like you have a
Oh.
bunch of initiative and 2 pawns for the rook and
Well,
2.
rook d8, bishop f8, and move the bishop.
Yeah,
And
I mean it's like,
bishop
but it's still
e8.
like rook and 2 pawns for 2 pieces.
Well,
And
here's a candidate to
initiative.
check what's going on. Oh, is that your opponent?
How did your game go?
Draw.
Oh, really? I thought
I
you
feel
were.
like I escaped.
Really?
There. I don't know.
I thought was the queen sack not good?
Oh, we have another master in the
It
house
was
here.
Good.
It seemed good, right?
Totally messed it up.
Oh, okay. Queen sack seemed nice. We could get 3 full pieces.
Come and show us your game.
All right, I'm gonna run home.
All right, Kyron, thank you. All right, let me see if I can actually put your name up here. For once, there you go. Boom. Okay. Tenzing. Okay, so let's just finish looking at this game. Oh, I don't have the DGT boards now, right? Okay, let's
What's that?
DGT, direct, transition. Am I good? Okay. All right. There is Tenzing. Tenzing, we're just looking at the top board here.
Okay.
We were looking at Rook B5 here.
Queen takes G6 was the last one.
Bishop B5, instead he played this. But let's look at the position where we are. And it looks to me like Ivanov is sort
Oh,
of...
for white?
No, for black.
So did it actually end in
Instead
a
of
draw?
bishop c6.
No.
Okay.
Oh, it's a rook takes.
It looks to me like black is struggling mightily here.
I looked a little bit, but I did.
It does. Yeah.
Can he just push?
Then F5. Yeah, he gets the bishop.
I think Andy Lee is close to loss here.
Yeah, well, if nothing else is
Yeah,
knight
Andy
d5,
Lee's
that could be annoying.
Pretty good.
But D5 is hanging. FE4.
Well, he took a real chance with
Oh,
this
that's right, the bishop's
bishop,
still on c8. Maybe.
with this pawn to b5 here.
You can't even go bishop e7 because
It's
rook
a draw?
e7.
They got a draw?
No.
I thought he was just lost.
He looks lost. He's I don't know why it's recording a draw on the DGT site.
Yeah. I should have won.
I thought you were winning.
No.
That's awful.
We're talking about board 1. Ivanov and Lee. It's saying draw on the DGT board. It's a glitch. It's okay.
So black also has to worry about h7.
Yeah, so it's looking terrible.
Falling apart.
Yeah. I think the culprit here is b5, which just seems to hang upon and leave black in sort of dire straits.
I thought he was going to play rook takes B5 though, after rook B8, queen A4.
Well, we were just looking at that too. So let's look at, this is the top board. If rook b5, knight b5, queen e8.
No, queen B6.
I mean queen b6. And then queen a7, queen b5, rook c7. Maybe.
Oh, so maybe bishop B5. No, just, wow, yeah.
And 2 pawns for the 2 pieces. I don't know.
He played a weird opening.
But
like
b5,
B6
but I mean, does he have to play? Did Elliot Winslow analyze the game we played? Yes, he did. And that's a.
He's right on right after.
Yeah. Elliot did, and we never. He was worried about losing at the end, Moogie. So that's why he played h6. It looks like you didn't get much out of the game, and he wasn't sure about what to do.
Yeah, actually,
He got an easy equality.
It was going to get taken.
Right.
So that's about it. He didn't say anything bad about you.
I think he lost.
All right. I'm here with FIDE Master Ezra Chambers and National Master Tenzing Shaw. We're analyzing the top board game here.
By the way, after knight C6, did you have knight takes B5?
Oh, hold on a second.
I was thinking.
So sloppy. Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't sure.
So it looks like b5 was a mistake.
Okay.
We'll go to the end of this game right now. We're here with
Felix against Brian after.
what's that?
Felix is after you.
Felix
done back.
who?
Felix against Brian Duell. Felix won.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
He already forgot
Wow.
about you already.
Great. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Felix who?
He just won against Brian Doyle.
Felix, don't take it personally. There's zillions of
Brian
people
is
out here.
100%
And now I
scoring
see you, Felix Rudiak. Congratulations. Yeah, man.
Brian
That's
has
a
100% score against me, so.
so.
I only played him once.
Andy Lee is thrashing around. Okay, and probably lost on board one. Okay, so now we are going to hand the mouse over to Tenzing Shaw. Tenzing, show us your game.
Okay, so
Is it still on Fury, by the way, the Queen Sacrifice?
maybe.
Because I don't know.
I was thinking of
If it was, I was like, I gotta play this line.
Yeah,
So-
except for it looked like Black had a great game and you were probably lost, right?
Near
Do you
the
think
end,
so?
I was probably lost. Yeah.
Let's show us the game because I'm not sure exactly.
He wasn't so confident, but I thought like I was despairing at the end. So
Daniel Perlov says Rostic would be proud. Felix. Is that your coach? Ros. Okay, good.
yeah, so this is the Russian variation of the Grunfeld, which I like. But I was hoping he would castle because that's what I know.
Okay.
But A6 must be a good move too. But
Isn't this Fischer and Botvinnik like all the way back in the day?
Maybe.
Botvinnik and Fischer.
Spindler's
The
big
only one game they played. All right, go for it.
and so C5, yeah. So probably D takes C5
That's
is
what I
like,
thought when I was looking at it.
like normal and safe.
Okay,
Like and
But
maybe
you-
white is slightly better. Right?
but you saw this incredible queen
I
sacrifice.
actually after E5 I did not even see bishop E6. So.
Okay.
Because I spent ages and ages calculating C4 or knight FD7. And I mean, it turns out after bishop E6 I have E takes F6. But
What happens after C4?
so C4 queen A3 I think, and then knight takes B5.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't see how black is gonna
Okay.
avoid that.
Yeah, that's
And then probably C4 falls too in
Okay.
that line, and then
Nice.
this looks bad. So if knight FD7, I think that's a playable move actually. Because
It looks scary.
E6 and H4.
E6, F6, Queen E6, Knight E5. So maybe I don't take the pawn.
Yeah, you just leave
Maybe
it.
E6, F6, H4.
Maybe.
Is
Yeah.
this too much?
Maybe.
No, it's
Yeah.
too much.
This line often has E6 followed by H4.
Okay.
But here, yeah. So I saw this and I thought, like, this must be
Black
good for me.
started to play a good move. Well, knight C6 is a good move, obviously.
So in my calculations, I assumed that C takes D4 would be played, and then knight takes D5 is like really good for white.
Yeah.
I think. But
he
yeah,
played
knight C6 is a much better try.
Right.
But here I
Now-
have knight takes B5,
Knight B5 anyway.
and I totally missed that.
But then he could play knight B4 anyway.
No.
Knight A3.
Oh, knight A3.
Ah.
Okay, so knight B5 is the right move again.
Yeah.
So what happens? Let's look at it. A B5,
And then, so bishop takes B5.
but then rook A1.
Bishop C6.
Nice.
It's a very nice line. And
That
he
is a
saw
nice
it.
line.
Because in my calculations, I just like sped ahead with knight B5, A B5, rook A8, queen A8, bishop B5. And
Right.
I
Is
never
that
even
still-
stopped.
Is that still kind of not so clear, right? Oh no, Queen A5 chicken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, that was awful. And then if I don't see knight takes B5, then what do I do? So,
I didn't see it, and I had all the time in the world.
so I thought like, okay, I'm gonna have a miserable position,
How
so I
about
should just
bishop
take on C5.
D3?
But I looked at that, yeah.
And
But
if
I think you
knight
can just
B4, bishop B1.
Or
or bishop E4, yeah.
Yeah, and if knight D4, I guess that would be the move, right?
I thought he was gonna play
Well-
C takes D4
Okay,
after bishop D3.
I see, and then follow up with a quick knight B4. Or something?
Maybe I still have knight
But
takes
then you
B5
could play
there.
king E2 even as well.
Do you have something?
Yeah,
Like Bishop
I mean you're
E3?
safer,
Yeah.
maybe.
You have something like Bishop E3 and Long Castle?
I think he just plays E5.
Yeah.
That's dangerous too. Long castling.
It's like
He plays E5 and then
Yeah.
like, everything's blocked.
I
Right.
just want to use this pawn on G7.
Yeah, so yeah, but this is just miserable.
Yeah. Ooh. King E2. I was.
Well, I have to play. Well,
Yeah.
I could play King E2. Well, I can't because Queen D3, Knight C2.
Oh yeah.
So I have to start with Rook B1.
Right.
And then I was just hoping that I'm not getting
Okay, so
it.
hold on. So Rook A6 doesn't work?
I don't think so.
No,
Rook A6,
we do a Knight
A6,
C2 check.
Well, the knight's guarding A6 too. Well, I guess
Well, then
that
you have
doesn't
Bishop
matter,
B5 check.
Yeah. Sorry, but
Knight C2.
But he's got Knight C2 check, followed by Rook A6.
or you could even go to Rook A6 and Rook C6, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe, yeah. But he's got Knight C2 check,
Yeah.
so it's moot.
Yeah.
Moot.
You're 2287 feet?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I think that's my USC.
That might be
Oh,
US,
okay.
yeah.
I'm like 2220.
What boards are being featured from the camera? Okay, so we have the camera fixed on a wall, and that's overlooking boards going back. It's boards 36 through 40, and then 12 through 10, and then the boards on the all the way in the back are the top boards on the right-hand side, are the DGT boards on the right-hand side. So if that answers your question, BR Fong 3. Yeah, we're getting all kinds of questions and like, what's going on? What are we looking at?
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? Analyzing chess when you know nothing. You know?
So B4 also caught me off guard. I think it's a good move.
I think it is too. Your pieces just start going into all these horribly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Knight E4 was a better try here.
Did you sack this?
I played Knight A4, but I think Knight E4 is like more tenacious. Maybe.
Okay.
What about Bishop D2?
Giving away
Bishop
the
D2
knight.
and take B takes C3.
And
or
Bishop
something.
takes C3?
And
Or
then you're
maybe.
down, and then you're materially
Yeah, it's...
in.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe he
Queen
goes-
But the knight is
D5.
close to track.
Maybe he goes
Queen
A5
D5.
and Knight B4 or something. But then, like, I
Yeah,
can try to
Queen
play
D5,
Bishop
That's
B5.
pretty good.
Queen D5.
Yeah, that's hard actually.
Yikes. Okay, so let's see. Knight A4.
Yeah, so I think Knight E4, Queen D5,
And then
Knight FD2 is a much more tenacious try, maybe.
Long castles or something.
how are you gonna get
Yeah, I
that
think
bishop out?
it's terrible, but
Yeah.
it's not as terrible maybe as this. So I was really scared of Queen H5 check during the game.
Because of why?
So F3 Queen E5 check.
And then
Oh.
And if King F2, there's
Queen
Queen E1,
E1.
King G1, Queen E3. Yeah. Cleaning me up there.
And he plays Queen E1 check at the end as well.
what do you do after Queen H5? What are you gonna do?
G4.
G4.
Wait a minute. And what if you play Knight F3 after
I
Queen?
could try Knight F3. I also thought about that. Yeah. It just feels
E5
awful.
or Knight D4.
E5 and then G4. I don't know.
But then Queen
Yeah.
G4 and Queen E4 is the threat.
Yeah.
So bad. Yeah.
Although the bishop can interpose at E3,
But I think Rook D8 is a
Yeah.
good move.
I mean that looks good too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Unfortunately, like I wanted to
how
use.
did you survive
Yeah.
this? That's what I want. You know, who cares about chess? How did you
I
survive?
feel like he underestimated his position.
Really? Yeah.
So I don't know. Like,
Well, it's probably yeah. Okay.
so I can't move my D2 knight due to Queen D1 mate. So
Huge.
So you just desperately threw your knight onto
I have to
the
bring this knight back to the center now, or somewhere closer.
Queen B3 though. Well, so what happened after Knight B6? I can't suggest anything better. You were playing the game, so show us what happened. Knight B. Oh, you can't play Queen B3, obviously.
Oh, I was hoping to play King D1, Queen takes B3, and I was looking at Bishop C4, but then I realized he can take that too.
Yeah.
Also A4, right?
So,
Also A4, right?
So what happened?
if you take A4, there's B3, and I think I'm okay.
So there was a lot of miscalculating
Because
going on.
Queen A2, Rook B2,
Hey,
But
this
what
is
if this back Queen
this is
D7?
Master Chess at 10 o'clock in the evening, folks.
Queen D7.
We're getting tired.
But then I take his knight.
Oh, yeah.
Pieces are
But, so
hanging.
that line doesn't work. I need this knight to guard C4 as well. So but now I need to go back. So I have lost one of my pawns, but at least I have another piece crowding around my king.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. All right, so now what?
So king e1.
I liked his knight at c2. Why didn't he bring his rook into the game or something? Was queen c5 the right move?
Maybe not. I don't know.
And he looks like he's.
Like, what about your
Maybe.
queen h5 move
Queen
again?
h5, queen e5, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, queen e5, there's king d1, but
Yeah, well, he
but that must be losing for me somehow.
Maybe not.
And you play some different.
Yeah, well, like you exchange a lot.
So queen
and then play
h5. Queen h5 is probably
You play
promising.
e6
I
first.
think.
I think he
Okay.
was scared of some serious.
Just like it was before.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
If
playable,
knight
but, like,
f3,
it's kind of passive.
maybe then
Probably
queen takes
blacked out, I
c5.
think.
But I don't know if that's so much different.
Yeah, like pawns and then.
Okay.
Maybe that's not that much.
All right, so let's see what happened.
And we just repeated here, to my astonishment, but
That's
I was really happy about
right,
that.
right.
So here's
you live to fight another day.
here's one trick. So king d1 is tempting, but queen takes f2, king c2, queen f5. Getting my rook.
Oh,
So-
yeah, that pawn at b4 is working perfect.
So he was shooting for that.
Okay, Tenzing, thank you. I'm going to kick you off the hot seat and put FIDE Master Ezra Chambers in here to if I can find his name, I'm sure I will be
Down
able
at the
to.
bottom.
Is it?
I know, I don't know.
No. There you are. Boom, boom. Transition. Oh no, I put it over. I see. I've got to go back and find Tenzing Shaw's. There he is. Okay, got it. All right, Felix, we'll get to your game after this. We have to go to the DGT boards again.
Try and get a little confidence in results, you know. Need that shot of confidence you were talking about.
We all do.
On the, I watched the commentary on my game, yeah.
And what did I say?
You said Ezra's pretty good, but he needs a shot of confidence in results.
Yeah, you've
So
been
trying to do
ready. Oops, I'm sorry. Yeah, interact. Sorry, I'm getting loopy. Well, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's true or not. You tell me. I mean,
seems to be working.
You've been on the cusp of some really good results. It's just like things have to kind of come together.
And, some things have to fall into place.
Castle Chip says, I had no idea this existed. It's terrific to see the Mechanics Institute. Thank you. And please tell your friends about it. We've now have about 50 videos on YouTube. We've been live streaming the Tuesday Night Marathon with all kinds of ridiculous and crazy commentary for the last two rounds. We have all kinds of personalities. We've had Fabiano Caruana on this show. I mean, like, if you want to call it a show, yeah, let's call it a show.
The Mechanics Show.
The Mechanics Show. I like it. You know, so please come on down and tell your friends about it. Spread the word. This is, cool. Thank you. Yeah, we're here on Tuesday night. Except for the Tuesday Night Marathon takes a break after the 8th round, and then we resume again after 2 weeks. But we're also starting to live stream and put other events. Like this last weekend, we live streamed the we live streamed the Addison Memorial, which was won by Kyron Griffith, had 3 international masters, and we also put in the bottom some of the bottom boards, and which was interesting, just as interesting your comments on those guys' games as well. I thought, you know, it's like, yeah,
well,
why not? We can learn from everything.
Cool. Well, Elliot Witzel was talking to me about my game with Kyron Griffith a bit. Like he said, that bishop takes f6, or no, bishop h4, g5. There's a move e5.
E5.
Yeah.
Right.
I wasn't aware.
Old theory, I think.
Yeah.
It's old
If
theory.
d5 loses, he told me, or something.
And what loses?
D takes e5. The only move is G takes h4 or something.
Yeah, and Kyron pretended that he didn't know what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that a move? And, come on, man. I mean,
You don't know that?
What?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, how could he not have known that?
Yeah.
You know, he's played it 3 times, and he's a
Yeah, he plays it like every game.
Yeah. So, and people are
You're not fooling us.
Yeah, he's got his cards close to the vest, but it's interesting. Elliot, of course, knew that. Yeah, and something I remember from a long time ago too.
I didn't even know the h6 g5. I thought b5 was the only move. Well, it was the only move I was aware of.
Yeah.
But
G4 is the like in that position. When you played G4, I mean, we're still going back to that.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyron played that again this.
he played this round. He played it against in the last round of the Addison Memorial.
3 rounds in a row.
No, he's also played e6.
But it's 3 games in a row.
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
times do you get that?
But he played e6 like before. No one played g4 against him. So when I was preparing.
So, instead of G4, Bishop D3.
That's old line or?
Is old. I beat DeFermian with Bishop E2.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, when he was a grandmaster.
Wow,
The only time I ever beat him, I played Bishop E2, which is Karas's move against Fischer.
I have to look into it.
It involves a queen sacrifice.
I definitely have to look into it.
Yeah. So, but
E5 somewhere, Bishop B7, EF6 or something.
EF6,
I've seen that somewhere. Written somehow.
Look it up because you might be able
I'll
to
look it up
find
for
some. You can take on F6 or play like I did against Nick, which is E5 first. Look it up. Maybe
Were
you'll
you aware
find
of the
some,
theory, or
a little
do you
bit,
make
just
it
a
up
little
over the
bit?
board?
No, I knew some. I knew that Karas had played. I knew that Karas had played Bishop F6 and then E5, and I knew that I'd heard somewhere that Bishop E2 and E5 first, and I thought maybe here's my chance to catch. Nick by
the
surprise.
Theoretical grandmaster.
Right, by surprise. And I did. And he got into time pressure, and I kept the game complicated. Like, I didn't play like, there were some times when I could have maybe exchanged some pieces, and I didn't. I just kept it really tried to keep it really complicated.
Yeah.
And it worked. He got into time pressure, and and he blundered, and I won.
Punish the grandmasters.
Yeah. So, I'd never tried again, but give it a shot. Give weird unknown lines a shot. It works for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I only prepared G4 because it seemed like, I don't know.
Right.
It's just pushing
I
all
think
the
it's
pawns.
great to see these Bishop G5 Nodorfs again. It's funny that these lines are forgotten now.
The only thing I'm not so sure about is the
Poison Pawn are still played, but
That's the one
those lines some of those lines are still being played too. So it's like
you
can always play Knight B3. That gives White a small
or
plus
A3
in the end game.
Or A3.
Yeah.
Yeah. The end game is usually bad for black, I think. So if you want,
show us your game. This is you're playing.
It's like he's trying not to win it.
Yang.
And he may get his wish.
Who? Ivanov?
Yeah.
He's got. Ivanov has a funny way of.
He has my ability not to win winning positions.
Yeah.
The talent.
I know. It's interesting.
By the way,
overthinking.
I played H3 here before this game.
All right, let's talk about H3
Let's
in
not.
a minute.
Let's not.
Are you channeling John Shan?
I don't know who that is.
He plays in the. He's playing right now. Or he played earlier. But he always plays. He plays the D4, Knight F3, H3.
I have a feeling H3 is enough to lose White's opening advantage.
Very
and
harsh
then
words.
possibly even hands it over to Black.
Very
Passing
harsh.
the torch to Black.
But the thing is, before this game, I was talking to the Elliot about the Bishop G5 9-ups, and then he played H3, and he said, "You're talking about Bishop G5 9-ups, and then you play H3?" So anyway, it's kind of funny.
The less than theoretical H3.
Well, it's an idea by Anish
Look,
Giri.
let me put it this way.
So it's worth
A3 is a lot more
investigating.
pertinent than H3.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure.
Okay, so H3. Go on.
The thing is, okay, if you want to see like pretty much the refutation of this line, I played against Grandmaster Tanguy Renoir, which is not something to be
How about
recommended.
D5?
No, D5. I think
Takes in Bishop B5.
yeah,
or
and
something?
I think White has some initiative. I think the best move for Black is Bishop B4,
Okay.
and then Bishop D3. Well, the thing is, if White had gone Bishop B5 here, which I sometimes play, Bishop D6 is a theoretical move.
Why doesn't White just play Bishop D3 right away?
Well, yeah, exactly. I don't know. It seems interesting, but
Classical chess is being put on its head. Actually, you played really well this game.
well, I prepared.
I
Actually,
really like this continuation. The
I
whole
gave-
thing
yeah.
looked weird, and then it worked out, and it was like, what?
thanks.
No, go on.
But I prepared against the Grand. I pretty much gave it up after the Grandmaster crushed me in January.
Okay.
But because you don't play H3 against Grandmasters, but I think it's
Yeah, you
interesting.
do. Yeah, you
You
do.
played
You do?
this against
Play-
the future Grandmaster.
Yeah. I think you might have. Yeah. So then what happened?
So Bishop B4 is another move, but I
Right.
think it's dubious because D takes E5, Knight takes E4, Queen G4,
Interesting.
and then Knight
And the
takes E3,
queen's
Queen takes
protect-
B4.
The queen's protected by the pawn.
There
of
it is.
H3.
That's H3 is
And you also have
justified.
H2 if you have to go Queen G3 and Queen H2.
Yeah, exactly. You can go Queen G3, Queen H2 if you need to.
These are
Is that what
important
it says?
variations.
Okay, all right. I've almost had enough here.
I wasn't sure about F4, by the way. It might be interesting.
Oh, you can play right
But,
now. Yeah, that's a standard.
This
That's
is
standard idea.
But then the downside of H3 comes in G3.
Okay. So
This
this
is still
position's is
for
it
me.
book?
D5 I think is critical. ED5, Knight D5, short castles, Knight takes E3, Queen H5.
Okay.
And there's some interesting ones.
Okay, I
With
believe it.
Rook E1 check, King
I
F8,
believe
Bishop
it.
B takes E3.
This is some preparation that I'd.
Well, if it's good enough for Anish Giri, I mean, I think it's worth a shot.
So he's played H3.
He's prepared it. I think he's played in Rapid against Kremlin. Giri. Who makes always interesting, I think, ideas.
Yeah.
And the point is, here D5 isn't playable.
No.
He's playing for a draw.
Knight
not for-
D5. Okay.
Oh, really?
All right. Knight
But if it's still
D5.
against Kramnik, you know. Rook E8. Yeah, this is still book. This is still book.
I had a feeling.
Still book.
Amazing.
And then here's where my book ended. I wasn't sure what to do after D5. E5, Knight D7 to C5. I mean, it's. I think White has some initiative, but
Very,
space advantage.
very interesting. Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. Exactly, that's the whole point.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But D6, I don't think is really playable. Like
G6.
it just seeds space and look at these weird pieces on the queen side. I don't know. I didn't think it was. Yeah. So here, the idea of this was I don't want to trade.
I liked the way you played.
I don't want to trade the bishops, and also Bishop E1 to H4 is an idea. Yeah, I think it's.
And it's sort of looking like a
Bishop 8.
So here,
G3
like-
to H2.
Yeah, Bishop to H2, Bishop E1 to G3.
All right, so keep going. I want to give Felix a chance to show his game, man. But
There's only
because
one
we're
idea.
actually running out of time.
I'll
No, we're
hurry.
not. We're not running out
Nothing
of.
hates me already.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Go ahead.
So
Go
there's
ahead.
only one idea behind this move, so I just stopped it.
I like, and this is kind of well played.
And then here, I thought, okay, I have space advantage. I don't want to trade pieces. Oh wait, no, King H1 first, and then here Rook B1. So yeah, King H1. Like I thought our threat was A/B4, Rook A1, and then Queen D4 check. I could have gone Rook B1 first, but like,
Okay.
She
Here-
gets her chance to simplify.
yeah,
But still, you get the A file.
I could go Rook E1 here. The reason I went Rook B1 is because I thought maybe she has ideas of Bishop D4 to B2, and here she doesn't really. Rook takes B2 and Bishop C3.
Okay. Plus, you could develop something on the B file. Who knows?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
B-
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like she has no counterplay. Look at this
I'm
knight,
not sure that
bishop.
works.
Okay.
Look
Go
like
ahead.
horrible.
Go ahead.
So yeah, knight F8, knight 2. I thought she was gonna try to go knight E6 to D4.
She forced
Minimum
things.
I have C3. Yeah.
This looks all right. Yeah, this looks like
Yeah,
almost
maybe-
equal.
Really?
Well, I
think
don't
White
know.
has a
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
big.
Well, you showed
space
that.
advantage.
You showed that, Yeah.
I think knight
I
c3
thought
might be
F5
more
was a
precise.
shot, but maybe it just backfired, didn't it?
Well, maybe knight g3 is more precise to not allow f5.
Okay.
Because bishop is coming to c3, knight
Okay.
is coming to g3.
Sure. All right.
I just blundered it actually. But I don't even think this is losing for black this position.
It's close to it, isn't it? Especially since she couldn't develop any.
F5
Yes.
is already a threat, and then f6 next.
Yeah.
So she really has to be fast.
And bishop F5, knight F6 is just bad.
Exactly, that's lost. Because queen g4 next. And
Yeah. It's so hard. So I
Your
saw
rookie one
this,
is a threat.
Right.
there are just so many threats. And, I thought queen d8 was best try. Queen h5, rook e7, but I don't think it will work. I think it's still like.
So
rook
what,
takes
so
c7 and
what
rook
happened
e1.
after queen d7? Because I never saw the continue. That's what I was looking at. I thought there was maybe no defense after rook e1, rook e1, h5, rook e8.
Rook e8, no defense.
And no defense,
No
bishop
checks,
check, and yeah.
Or even queen h8 check. Rook takes a famous.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Well, okay. I mean,
Very
it's,
good.
It's just a nice.
That's very good.
But queen h7 is just his winning hand, probably. So, but here
So
this
blocking.
is just lost.
What?
I don't know.
He won.
Ivanov won. Okay.
Wow.
Wow, he's 5-0.
So I'll have to get out because there's some cool games coming up.
Maybe, but I mean, I guess Felix left.
Oh,
But that's okay. Don't worry about it. We only have enough time, and we're here to. We're glad to have you here.
Thanks.
Keep going.
So yeah, I think she was
Blocking,
like 10 minutes here at most. Or no, 12
Blocking.
minutes, okay.
Blocking
But,
the file. So knight f3.
Like, there's no like I could maybe go bishop e5 or whatever, but like this is just so winning.
Knight
There's no
e5
defense.
is a threat.
Being in front of that bishop is really.
Yeah.
Queen f7, I take it, knight e5 and fe5 and win a whole rook.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Okay, so I can show maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Knight e5, rook takes e3,
So if d takes e3, bishop
queen f7 and knight g6 and mate.
Yeah.
D takes c3, queen f7, knight g6, rook takes e8.
Okay.
So rook e7,
Okay.
rook d1, and
You
knight
just
g6
okay.
resigns. So yeah.
Nice game, Ezra.
Thank
All right,
you.
Felix, come on, sit down, man.
By the way, if you ever want to
wasn't as nice.
get together and analyze, like my email's right outside, so shoot me. If you ever
Okay. All right. Okay.
want. I'm only gonna be here for like a month, so
Where are you going after that?
St. Louis.
For good?
Nice.
Well, I'm gonna study the website.
Wow. Congratulations. That's right. Congratulations. Let me take Ezra's name off of here. Because he.
Yeah, he's leaving San Francisco now.
Wow. Okay. I'm sitting here with Felix Rybyak, who just defeated National Master Brian Doyle.
Oh, yeah.
And so let's take a look at that game. Hold on, I'm getting the DGT boards. Let's see. Let's find your game, pull it up, and you can tell us what went. It looked to me like you played a really positive game. Show us.
Yeah, I mean, I was black actually.
You can use the cursors to go back and forth or whatever. Yeah, or there you go.
Okay, so basically, like, I wasn't prepared, like, at all. I played him only one time. I was black, and I was playing Sicilian Niter, and he just killed me.
He killed you.
So this
So now
time
you wanted to kill him.
yeah, so I went back to my pet opening, which is center counter. Right. How do I
You can
flip
flip
it?
the board. You want to flip the board? Boom.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So I went back to my pet opening.
You know, I don't like playing against the center corner, but I always do well against it. When so it's
Well, I mean,
like,
if White knows what to do, then yeah, definitely it's not the best.
and Brian
best opening.
really pushed. So let's see what happened.
Okay, so I played a6, right? I mean, you can play c6 here, right?
Okay.
c6, knight f3, bishop g4, and so on, right? But I think a6 gives black.
And you want to play like. You want to get the bishop out, play knight c6 and castle on the queen side, and play e5 in one move or something?
Well, I want to play b5, bishop b7,
Okay.
bishop g7,
Okay.
e6.
But that didn't happen.
That didn't happen
All right.
because he played a4, which I
Okay.
think was in my opinion, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
It's
Now the
a bad
knight looks
mistake.
good on c6.
Right, exactly. So now I have a pressure on d4.
So he's improvising, huh?
He's improvising.
Okay.
I mean, here I could have played knight queen c6, right?
Alexander, congratulations. You're,
Good job.
are you a point ahead?
I'll be really quick. So here
Okay.
it was queen c6 was something I considered, right? Attacking the bishop and attacking the g2 pawn.
That's interesting.
But then I kind of figured queen c6, queen d2. No, I'm sorry, queen c6.
Bishop e2, maybe, or queen, bishop even back to f1.
Yeah, actually, bishop back to f1. Exactly.
Because your queen doesn't want to stay on c6.
Exactly. So I played bishop g4 first. F3 probably was the best.
Okay.
He played here. So here I could have played queen c6, right?
Yeah.
And, at this point. So I was really considering queen c6.
Let's just queen c6, bishop b5, a b5, queen g2, rook a8, queen g2, rook g1, and then rook a. Oh, queen. I don't know. It's a little bit complicated.
Yeah, and I
Bishop
thought I'm
b5.
going to
maybe.
fall behind in development.
But I'm saying if you play queen c6, maybe bishop b5.
I see that. A B.
Yeah, Ezra's going to Webster.
A takes.
You'd have to analyze it. I'm not. My brain is off.
76.
Yeah. Castles. I think Black is doing fine here,
I think so.
Yeah. and he's gets. Yeah, I don't know.
Probably bishop f4 was an option here, right?
Yeah. The obvious move.
But again, he just gave me a chance to consolidate and castle and attack the d4, right?
And now he's trying to take on f7, and you let him, which is maybe a good idea, because things worked out well for you.
It did, but I think the best continuation was bishop takes, actually e4, f takes c, and then knight g4.
And then if bishop f4.
If I have e5.
Maybe e5. Something to look at home. Yeah. Okay.
But instead I took the pawn, bishop takes, rook takes, and here he probably missed e5, which was very critical.
C3. Could he
which
play
is passive?
Yeah, but maybe if knight g3, you just go back bishop g6 or something like that. Maybe he's running out of ideas. I don't know.
C3.
Yeah, you
So
were
immediately I'm
right.
so
Let's see what happened. I want to see how you won, because I saw a position that I thought was equal, or just about equal, and then you won. So I want to see what happened. Okay.
kind of gave me the opportunity to develop that last piece.
Yeah.
See, he thought I'm gonna go for queen d6, so you can play bishop f5.
No, or no, you're not gonna fall for that.
I mean, I was a little too careful, so in here, could have gone.
Yeah,
could have gone queen d6, but then.
So let me see. I want to see how you won this, because. Okay.
And I don't know. Here I start making things complicated for me. So.
But I still think, this still worked out okay. Yeah, let me see what happened here. Rook f8.
No,
I thought this was a completely even, if maybe a little better for black. For white.
I offer him a draw.
Yeah, because you would think that white would be a little better here. I think white is maybe slightly better because of the. And so, what did he play?
I thought it was even. So
that was the move I was thinking. I looked at this and I thought white is maybe a little better. That's all, because of the. But he lost it.
He could have taken on a6, right? The
a4.
After h6.
You mean?
After h6, bishop takes a6. No, you just
go back to a.
Here.
No.
No. Move back. Yeah, here. Instead of h3, bishop takes another
Bishop a6.
another fly back.
Yeah, go back one more move.
Instead of h3 now, bishop takes
Bishop
d4,
takes.
a6.
Queen d1.
Yeah, he probably didn't like queen d1.
Queen d1, king f2.
And then maybe you can just take on a6, queen c6, and start checking all
Well,
over
the
the
not
place.
perpetual, but white already a pawn up there.
Well, I can see White's trying to
And
play
if there
for
is
a
no
win.
perpetual, then
White's probably trying to
pawn
play
endings
for
is
a win.
winning for white.
Yeah. But it's a queen ending. So
well,
it's
I'm
like,
saying, unless there is a
I thought I have at
yeah.
least a draw in this.
I would think you're probably right.
You know.
The,
So you made. I think that's another slight inaccuracy.
okay.
Right.
What happened? Interesting, because why?
Because if so now his queen is stuck there on g3.
But he can move his king, right?
Well, so he has to
Yeah.
spend the tempo and
Yeah. It's funny how it's not working
and
out.
that's I think
Another mistake.
inaccuracy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
So
see.
now he loses
A pawn.
a pawn. Yeah, like that.
Yep. Still, you would think it.
And now he loses another pawn, which is
It's just.
But still,
Doesn't
it's,
make any sense.
but still, it requires some
Sure.
accurate play on
Sure.
Black's part.
Yeah.
But he decided to.
Well, that's losing.
That
I thought it
loses
was
the
losing,
king and
but-
pawn ending, right?
No, the pawn ending is losing for white.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, it looks to.
That's it.
Oh, that's the way it went? Okay.
That's the right way.
Well, then, obviously, yeah.
It wasn't exactly kind of.
Now you just
Clear.
play a5 or h5.
No, this is very
Yeah,
exact. This is pawn ending. This is just calculate. You can calculate until the end.
Yeah.
He was right.
Congratulations. You
Good
took
job.
advantage of his mistakes,
Well, I mean-
and he got it.
He's a very
Somewhere
good
white
player.
went wrong.
All right. Thank
Okay,
you.
the last game of the evening, we're going to
Right.
see. Thanks, Alex, for sticking around. You beat
Congratulations.
FIDE
Good
Master.
game against Doyle.
Thank you.
This was not a very well played game, I think, by Andy. I'm joined by Alexander Ivanov. I guess we don't have your name here.
That's okay, Paul. Don't worry. It's already.
I'm not going to worry about it. But I think I have to activate this. Okay. Ivanov versus Lee.
Well, I think it was kind of pretty straightforward up until. It was exchange, Slav.
Yeah.
Of course, after e6, Blacks agrees to suffer with a white square bishop for some time.
Hi, Adam Murray.
Sorry?
No, there's somebody over there.
Oh.
Yeah, go on. Go on. Yeah.
And for some reason I thought that knight on h6 is going to be stranded for a while, and actually that happened so.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently Andy was of a different opinion on that.
Okay.
I mean, otherwise I could have probably, instead of knight f3, play h3,
Right.
trying to save that bishop. But, and maybe I was wrong, but I don't know. I thought this structure with, where he had to play g6, right?
Right.
And now, if I'm not going to chase this,
that knight has a long way to go to get
exactly.
into the end.
That's exactly right.
Work involved.
And it never got off of h5, did it?
I don't know. Eventually, yeah, like
Brutal end. Yeah.
somewhere closer to the end. So I don't really do anything special here. Just multi-positional play.
And now
Somehow Andy's kind of like. Look at this. 143.
Yeah.
And then 25. He spent 20 minutes on b5, and b5 seems like just a pawn dropping a pawn.
I agree.
I thought, hey, okay, I also took time to calculate, but I didn't see anything material.
I think that he is out of form, and when you're out of form, like okay, so go back a move or two. Keep going back. What about Rook B5? This is the
Rook
move.
B5.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, frankly.
This is the main other move because.
Okay. Rook B5, Knight B5, A6.
Queen B6.
Oh, Queen B6.
Yeah.
And Knight F D4.
Now A6.
A6.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Something to look at. I don't think Knight FD4 is the right move. I think after.
Oh, hold on a second. So a Rook B5,
Knight
B5,
Queen B6.
Queen B6. Oh, you still have that thing on this end protected.
We were looking at Queen A7, Queen B5, Rook to C7, and thinking that White had still a very good game.
Oh, because
two pawns,
the bishop may drop, no?
2 pawns. Well, I think he can defend. I don't know, but maybe you should look at this at home. But because we don't.
I asked Andy why he decided for B5, and that wasn't the line he mentioned to me.
Interesting.
But that's interesting.
Yeah, something to look at because the other masters that were in here were looking at that and wondering why he didn't play Rook B5. Like Ed Chambers and.
But otherwise it's kind of straightforward, and I wondered why he didn't play Queen B6 because Queen E8 is very
But
fast.
if he plays Queen B6, can't you play? Oh right, if Queen A7, Queen B5, Queen E7.
Well, I think it's
Queen
bad.
B2.
Like I think at least Black is pawn down, but at least they somewhat out of this
tied up.
tangle.
Yeah.
But after this, it's really. I'm just keeping the pressure. I mean, regardless of the pawn.
Right.
I mean, the pressure on white squares is so much. And funny thing is, he kind of exchanged his bad bishop, but the pressure on the on the light squares is.
It's just the way he followed this up was just. Yeah.
I mean, essentially, he just dropped the pawn and say, "Hey, here's the pawn for you."
Right. Exactly.
but not only that. I mean, this is just. I mean, imagine the pawn on b6 here somewhere.
He was overthinking.
Maybe, probably, yeah. There was plenty of like more prosaic moves instead of b5, right? Probably.
Yeah. B6.
I mean, frankly, there is nothing to show here. I mean, because.
That's why I was going back to Rook takes B5.
Right. Maybe that's the critical point of not losing for Black.
Yeah.
That's probably very right.
I don't know.
Yeah. And,
so what happens here?
He decided to give me another pawn.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really sure why. I think he said something about that. Maybe I think he missed this. He missed that Black cannot take on c6 with Rook c6
because of Queen A8.
Because of course, yeah. I mean, otherwise Queen E8 is refutation.
Yeah. And this little tangle of white knights is fine for you.
Right, yeah. I mean, it stays that way for some time, but...
but there's no way he can take advantage of it.
Exactly. Once the pawns start moving, or the rooks exchange like happened in the game...
good judgment on your part. Good judgment.
There was a little tactics around the bishop, right? So on king f8 and f7...
Knight c8 or
Rook
something.
e7, but without this, Rook e7 without check, and then
I see.
Rook b5, kind of refuting that. But maybe it's still winning. It just simplifies before time.
You just don't want to fall for any tricks.
I'm trying just not to allow any
activity.
That's why I'm going for this somewhat. I mean, worse structure, but it's keeping at bay the knight.
Yeah.
And
he has no tactic.
And it's finally, I think, now I'm protecting and trying to push the pawn. Yeah, I think this is it. So I'm again keeping the knight at bay.
This is very well played. People are talking about their cars.
Okay. So, and then, I mean...
More simple.
Rook's out.
Yeah.
And now the knight's out, and I just decided, hey, I mean, this must be winning.
Of course.
So just gonna give it.
And did he resign?
No. They were like,
Right.
no. He took here, took the knight. The important thing here was obviously is I think e4 would be a horrible blunder.
Right.
E4, d4, and I'm not sure white can win anymore.
Right, because
that was the best hope for black if white can play e4 because I mean I don't know if there is any magic there, but it just might.
But you can get far up the board with the others pawn.
As long as my king gets to c5, it's over, and that's exactly what happened. Like I just pushed them as far as I could, and once the king is to c5, there is no point. I mean, we could have calculated that pretty much after bishop takes d6, I guess, and that was.
So you have 5 out of 5.
No. It's 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, 4.5.
I drew with Chiron last round.
Oh, that's right.
I was losing to Chiron.
Right. So things are going your way, like all the way.
I was definitely lucky. I mean, Chiron had 2 chances to defeat me in that game. He had winning attack.
Yeah.
I mean, like
that was a brilliant game. We love that game.
It was winning attack. He had a chance to kill me like on move 20.
Right.
And then he could have killed me in the rook pawn. A rook and a pawn against the rook.
Yeah.
Well, once I got to the Philidor, obviously
that was yeah. But he missed a win before.
He did miss a win before in that game.
Interesting.
Was a couple of times
because we didn't get a chance to analyze that game at all in any depth, and maybe if you and I have some time, maybe you have a quick game sometime we can go back and look, because look, we have the game here and we can look at it
round 4.
Again from round 4. We don't have time now, but
is it still accurate there? Because I saw there was some mess up there on the first board.
Oh really?
This is not our game. This is the game for.
You're right.
Go to the second board. It's flip flopped.
Oh, it's flip flop.
It flip flopped, but anyway, because it was a DGT mess up, I think. If go to the Torikova against Lee.
Okay.
That's my game against Chiron.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
That's right.
I don't know how far it goes before the mess up. Yeah, it was horrible. He had a brilliant chance to. I can show you here actually.
Okay.
If okay. No. Keep going.
Yeah.
Check. There was a. Here's the mess up. Yeah.
Yeah, the rook.
Okay. Hold on a second. If it's okay, what played here? It was some legal moves played. Okay. Check here. Yeah. Here's beyond the. Winning. There was a different win here.
Yeah, we have the wrong.
I can show you. Just 1 second.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. No, you're good.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is no position here because of this mess up. I cannot show you that.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But if you want to know, so this is fantastic. I think I saw the Firmian's comments on this game here. He's saying it was hell of a what he called it. Desperado save, something like that. Well, I mean, the whole combination.
Incredible.
It was like this.
Miracle.
It was miraculous.
Miraculous, yeah.
Saving.
Yeah.
It turns out Rook E1 is the only move I think here, and Rook C2 is another brilliant. Though
it's like a force.
Yeah.
Force. But still incredible.
And I could have won this actually.
Right. Yes.
Oh, this is another wrong move. I'm sorry. That never happened.
That never happened.
I'm sorry. All the critical positions are
why do we
messed
have
up for some reason.
I don't think this. Yeah.
I don't know
why.
Let me show you where he could have won the rook ending. So obviously I could have just stand here. I was stupid enough. I mean, my clock was going down, and so I just could have instead of rook. I mean, but never mind. This is beyond the point. Let me scroll. I think it was here. Yeah. Here. Okay, took. I think Lee, Andy Lee, and you was looking at the game last Tuesday.
We were
here. Okay, so D6 here actually wins.
Because then you can play king d5.
Because d5, king d5. So rook moves, right?
Right.
So d6, rook moves, king d5, and it is lost.
That's funny that Kyron, but he was in time pressure, I'm sure.
I was look. This is actually accurate. I had 13 seconds.
And he has 22.
No, this is accurate. I had 13 seconds.
He missed a win.
And he had 22 minutes. I have no idea why he played as fast. I think he was playing against my time rush. Time crunch,
sure.
right?
Strong players make mistakes.
He could have just
won with d6 and
right.
king d5.
And I had the impression. Well, I wasn't really watching where he was watching, but
he was tempted by rook b6, right? That's what he played. Very
he
tempting.
He played b6, and
now there's no longer a win.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Once I get to feel it, it turns
Very
out.
nice.
Turns out it's actually that's
very nice. Yeah.
And what's interesting is that you see this 13 seconds. Actually, this is accurate.
Right.
13 seconds, and I think he was just after I gets to Philidor. I mean, obviously,
right.
sixth rank defense. Also, I think you and Andy also was
elementary draw.
Right, and this is just and 4 seconds on the clock. And I think he was just trying to drop that flag on me. But
for a while.
Here it's very, very. I mean, I think it's elementary here.
Well done.
So I just managed to just hold it. I mean, the flag mostly, not the position.
You need a bit of luck to win the tournament.
I was twice lucky in this game.
Right.
Twice.
That's okay, man.
So you cannot say I'm 5 out of 5. This is draw.
I thought for some reason you were 5 out of 5, but I forgot that you had drawn Kyron.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he had 4 out of 5 in over the weekend, right? And he took the clear first, right?
4.5 out of 5.
4.5 out of 5.
Yeah. See, we can't get 5 and 4.5.
He did fantastic job over the weekend. And he won today, right?
He won. Yeah. So you might be playing. You can't play him twice in the same tournament.
We're pairing again just to make sure.
No, I don't want to play him again. I mean, not this tournament. Maybe the next one.
Okay, folks, we're gonna wrap it up.
Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Alexander. All right, we'll see you next Tuesday at the Tuesday Night Marathon. Good night, folks.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Good game.
Okay.